Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun.
What's up, bro?
Hey, good to see you, man. How you feeling tonight?
Dude, a little better than I was last night, but still a little under the weather, my friend.
Well, it's good to see you, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but yesterday, we did the show without you, and we said we're not sure if Jonathan's going to be here tomorrow night, so I'll grow a beard. So I didn't shave today. I'm not sure if you can tell, bro. I didn't shave today. I started to grow a beard for you just in case you weren't here.
Dude, I'm honored, and it looks great.
Just for you.
I think you should keep it going.
I don't think that's going to happen if I want to stay married and happy.
Is it true that Tommy likes wingies, had 41.5 predictor points last night, but no squares?
I'm not sure. I know that I won my game group, and I finished, I think, second or third in the country in our skybox. I had 39 point something predictors. I think I had one perfect square, 3 partials or something. But again, I can't win. So I'm not sure what Tommy had.
Speaking of not being able to win, I had about 42 or 43 predictors in one of the games yesterday. And I think I had 14. No, how many? 11 plus 6, 17 square points. Would have maybe been first in the country if I did my reactions, my friend.
Dang.
But I'm not allowed to win, so I didn't do my reactions.
How about that?
Yeah, it was a crazy day. It's a crazy day. Well, thanks for filling in and doing such a great job yesterday. I heard Skeeter and Berkey were on. I did tune in for 30 seconds. And, of course, wouldn't you know it, during that 30 seconds, you roasted the Lions when I wasn't even there.
I'm not sure which roast that was. I think the best roast of the night was at the end of the game. There was a shot for a 51-yard field goal. We said, how far is that? Is that 50, 51? I think it was Frank that said 51, same amount of points that Detroit, or maybe it was Berkey, 51, the same amount of points Detroit gave up today.
Yikes.
Which was classic.
That's a good one. I'd give credit where credit's due. That's a good one. Well, listen, I was hoping, Dave, that tonight would be a lot better, more exciting of a game. As far as playoff implications, Cleveland should have had a chance to win the next 2 games to get to the playoffs. I'm sure you talked about it a little last night. Cleveland is now officially eliminated no matter what happens. Pittsburgh, however, I believe still has an outside chance of making it, and it could be Big Ben's last game.
Yes, they have to win tonight, okay? And then they need some help next week. This will be, though, his last game at home, because even if they make the playoffs, they will be the last seed. They will not host a playoff game. So he may play 3 or 4 more games if they go to the Super Bowl, but this will be his last game at Heinz Field. And I think a lot of people kind of expected that last year. Is he going to come back? Is he going to come back? And so it'll be nice to see him, which is why I picked Pittsburgh tonight in this game. And this might be a good time to go over our predictions.
Yeah, it's a great time, my friend. I noticed that, you're wearing that Steelers yellow.
Yes, it's the closest I could get to a Steeler yellow, my friend. It's more of a yellow than a Steeler kind of goldish. I didn't want to wear black because I thought, well, someone may confuse that and say, well, it's not. No. So I went here and I went Steelers in a close one. 21-20 over Cleveland. And the other reason I chose them is because I know most likely I'm going to have to be wearing a putrid reddish brown Cleveland jersey with Odell Beckham Jr.'s name on it for the rest of the playoffs. So I figured I'm not going to wear anything that color now if I'm going to get stuck with it. So Pittsburgh Steelers it is, my friend.
I chose Pittsburgh. I have a higher scoring game than I think you do, and then all of the pundits did before the game, Randy Moss, etc. I picked Pittsburgh 33, Cleveland 27, and I've got Big Ben throwing the ball more than he even needs to tonight because he wants to show out for his last home game, my friend.
33-27, even though they've scored, 10 points, 19 points, 28, 19, 10 in their last 5 games. And you got them going into the 30s. We'll see.
I do.
We will see. Okay, so how'd you do for total yards? I went in, when I looked at both of these teams, 362 yards a game for Cleveland versus 330 for Pittsburgh. I looked at that, how they give up on yards on defense. Cleveland's a little bit stiffer. I went 669 for total yards.
I did go a little bit more than you. I went 730. And again, I just think both teams can run the ball. Both teams can throw it if they need to. So I don't think yards or points are going to be a huge problem.
I do think as well, both these teams have good running games, and it may be a Chubb versus Najee night. So we will see. And although this is Big Ben's swan song, I thought about picking Baker Mayfield, but there's just been so much with Baker Mayfield and looking at his stats on the season, 2,800 yards. Ben's got 33. Ben's got 20 touchdowns to 8 INTs. Baker Mayfield's got 15 touchdowns to 11 INTs. I went with Big Ben, and I think a fairly conservative 240 yards, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go over 300.
I went 24 yards more than you, my friend. 264, Big Ben. Nothing would surprise me tonight. A Pittsburgh blowout, a Cleveland blowout, a low-scoring game, a high-scoring game. It's going to be one of those weird ones, a tough one to pick. But if it goes my way with high scoring and yards, my friend, watch out for these predictors.
We will see, my friend. And if you have not done your predictors, do them right now because the game is coming up in a few minutes. Mr. Pulverizer, thank you for the Tier 1 subscription. That's awesome. And Dalby's asking, who's the Valpak sponsor tonight, my friends? There is no Valpak VIP sponsor because we are not doing a mortgage this week. That promotion ended last week. But as we talked about last night on the show, the bigger game 5 is going to be next Sunday. You're going to be able to play all 3 games on Sunday. There's an early game, a medium game, and a night game. So you'll be able to play all 3 on Sunday because the NFL has changed the schedules. And we're going to give away a mortgage, home free till 23. And we're going to give away a Polaris electric Ranger electric vehicle. So we talked about all that last night. So there will not be a Valpak VIP tonight and no mortgage given away tonight, but we are going to have our private skybox and a special prize in there as well.
Speaking of private skybox, that one tonight, as you know, Big Money Frank makes these titles for the night games. He gets a little creative. You go to the lobby. You go ahead and hit join skybox, my friend. And tonight's code is bye bye Ben. All one word, BYE, BYE, BEN, bye bye Ben, my friend.
Bye bye Ben.
Hey, Q Spark. And thanks, Bison. I'm toughing it out. Meg says we're close on picks. She must be following me.
Why'd you
I don't blame her.
On Twitter?
Or just creeping on the Super Squares app because I've been doing pretty well in these predictors. Mr. Pulverizer with the Tier 1 15 months.
Dude, that's awesome. Thank you, Mr. Pulverizer.
I did not get to see the Winter Classic. Did you, Dave?
No, I did not. I know we talked a little bit about it last night. Big Money Frank was talking about it. He did watch it. I did not. So I'm not really sure exactly what happened or how it went. I just know that it was freezing cold from what I was told. But there were I don't know, they said 36,000 people or something in the stands. And
yeah, it was cold and high scoring, and I think the Wild lost.
Really? Like I said, I didn't even look. My friend.
Yeah, Wild are still an awesome team. Red Wings have a couple games this week, my friend. I hope I get to sit down, relax, and enjoy some Detroit hockey. Since football's almost over.
Yes, it is. Football, we've got this week. This is the big, for fantasy football players, the big championship week. And I walked in and Terry is in the consolation game like you are for third place. And he's playing Tim G. They wound up playing each other, for third place. Frank's already in the clubhouse and clinched and has won the championship. So congratulations, Big Frank. And then the one we play, and me and you and Moose Man and Skeeter and Kimberly and everybody else and all that. John, it looks like you're going to be safely in third place because the person you're playing, Swampshine, we talked about this last night, didn't even put a lineup in. I guess maybe they thought they were eliminated for some reason. And so it's between me and Bourbon Drinker, and he's got Chase Claypool going tonight. So I'm rooting against Chase Claypool, although I do have a fairly sizable cushion. You never know what's going to happen, bro.
Yeah, you would need a historic Claypool night, about 4 tutties and 200 yards. So should be safe.
But listen, look at what's happened in the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals, the last 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
you could have
Claypool is no Jamar Chase.
Exactly. I know he's not, you never know. It's Big Ben's last night. Maybe he's like, hey, man, we're going to go out here. I'm going to throw 6 touchdown passes. Like, I remember Kobe Bryant's last game. And it's like, oh, it's Kobe Bryant. He's old and this and that. He's going to retire. And he came out, I think, and poured in like 61 points, I think, in his final game at home. So you never know what's going to happen, my friend.
That's true. And here we go. Steelers get the ball first. Skybox is open. This is our last Monday night regular season game. So next Monday, there will not be a game. The last game is Sunday night, Chargers Raiders. We got to talk about that. Remind me to bring up Chargers Raiders in a minute.
Right. But next Monday night, we will be on the air and we will have a game and we are doing the College Football National Championship.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes. So this is the last NFL
because Michigan
game.
lost. So for me, it's over.
Yes. The last NFL game on a Monday night. But again, we're going to have anyone that wants to can compete next Sunday in all 3 games. So you have actually 3 chances. If there's going to be 3 games, 3 chances to get into that final for the prizing in the bigger game 5. And then at Monday night's game, we are going to announce, count the booster points and everything and all that stuff, and announce who the winner is. So we did last Thursday the pit game in the bowl game as a test, and it went very well. Had a lot of people playing. So that will be Monday night, my friend.
Sweet. Well, then there will be a couple Mondays we have left still, because Monday, January 17th is the first NFL wild card game played on a Monday evening as well. So make sure that's in your calendar.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Monday, January 17th at 8:15 your time.
All right, I'm going to have to write that down. January 17th.
And then that will be the last Monday night that we have for a while here.
Now, like you said, college football, it's kind of over for you. You weren't on last night, but when I was told you weren't here, I said, yeah, sure, John's sick. Michigan gets embarrassed after you had said they were going to win like 37-14 or whatever it was. And then Detroit gets 51 points hung on them. And I was like, sure, John's sick and doesn't get be here tonight.
And then you remembered that there's already been multiple times in the last 2 seasons when both of those teams have lost, and I still showed up.
Yes, you did. So I am wondering, and I'm starting to believe, as our president has said, this is going to be a winter of death, that you may have all 3 strands of COVID. Is that true? Because that's what Skeeter was saying.
You know what? You never know. I've got the major symptom of all 3 variants, I think. So you could be right there.
Well, dude, I think to be safe, dude, listen, I think we should mask up. You know what? I think it's probably going to be easier just for everybody here in studio. If I take the mask and just put it on the camera right here, and we mask up right there. So
there you go.
There we go. And now I feel a lot better, John. I feel safer.
I tell you what, dude. I mean, for a second there, you looked really good.
It's better to look good than to feel good. Just ask Billy Crystal. That's right, darling. You look marvelous. It's better to look good than to feel good. And my darling, you look marvelous.
That was good. That was a good impression.
Billy Crystal was awesome. I saw Billy Crystal play he signed a 1-day contract and played a Major League Baseball game with the love of his life, the New York Yankees. The Yankees spring training is down here right across from Raymond James Field in Tampa, the Tampa Yankees. And he came in, signed a 1-day contract, and he played. I was at that game, which was so cool to see Billy Crystal wearing pinstripes and getting up there and swinging. I mean, there was a handful of people in the world that were there that day to see that one thing. So
that is pretty cool. A couple questions here in the chat. So Happy New Year, Jenny Girl. Is there a way to check how many booster points we have? Unfortunately, there's not. You can go back and look at how many game groups you've won. That's probably the simplest way to do it since the last bigger game. But we don't have like an automated way for us to do that other than when we do it after the bigger game. Correct. And thanks, Bourbon Drinker. It's good to see you. So let's go into real quick, Dave.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw this or not. Let me just pull it up one more time to make sure that I still have it correct.
Donovan Peoples-Jones just got face masked. There's going to be a 15-yard penalty there.
Okay, so this is the case still, and I think it's hilarious, and I want to know your thoughts if you think that they would actually go through with this type of thing or if they would still play. So here's the situation that we have. Sunday night, as I mentioned earlier, is Chargers Raiders.
Correct.
And it's a win and in kind of game,
Yeah.
or at least that's what the NFL thought. There is a chance if the Steelers beat the Browns tonight and the Ravens in Baltimore on Sunday, and if the Jaguars beat the Colts, which obviously might not happen, but it could.
Dude, the Jaguars beat the Buffalo Bills.
That's right. A Chargers-Raiders tie gets both AFC West rivals in the postseason field. So there would be no reason for either team to do anything other than take knees and both get in.
Dude, that would be crazy.
Wouldn't that be insane? We're sitting here doing super squares and they're just taking knees. I'm predicting 0-0, like negative. We have to get Frank to put negative yards in.
Yeah, well, the lowest that goes is 0. No. I think the lowest, I don't think it's 0.
It goes negative?
Passing yards is not 0, right, Terry?
Everything's 0. We won't do.
But I thought one of them didn't start at 0. It was maybe, what total yards started 50, right? Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so you couldn't get to 0. You'd have to say 50.
That's too many yards if they're all going to take knees the whole game.
I know, but it's the closest you can get to be. You can't get perfect.
Closest to 0 would be 50.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Now, again, the Jaguars would have to beat the Colts. The Colts are a win and in as well, so likely that won't happen. But as we've seen this year, anything can happen. The Lions beat the Cardinals, and then the Cardinals go out and smack the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So anything could happen, my friend.
Like I said, Jacksonville held Buffalo to 6 points, I think, or was in that game 6 or 9 points or something crazy. Yeah, anything can happen. But that would be an amazing scenario if it came to that. And both those teams obviously would know because it'd be all over, media that if they have a tie, they both make the playoffs. So then you have to be saying, okay, how much and what is Indianapolis? I mean, is it okay? So let's say all those things happen and those two teams decide, okay, we're not going to both get in the postseason. Only one of us is. And by way of winning, the team that loses is knocked out. But
Right.
then who vaults up into that spot? The Colts?
So that I don't know, but I do know to Natives thing, like they'd play for seeding. They don't want the 7 seed. No, they're both out. One of them's out if they lose, regardless of whatever else happens. So a tie gets them both in, though. It's a very weird situation.
That's crazy.
A lot of people are saying that they would probably just still play the game because they just can't imagine teams taking knees. But tell you what, man, why not? Like, why not both make it?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I'd rather make it and have to face the Chiefs than not make it at all.
Exactly. Getting there is half the battle. Anything can happen once you get there.
Especially with the Chiefs this year.
Hey, Dexter Willis is here. I just looked up and saw a bunch of all caps.
Yeah, Dexter's been trying to get our attention for the last few minutes. Sometimes I like to make him wait. He was a little he was a little almost too hot takey, if you can believe that, yesterday.
No way. Really? Is
I
that
know.
because the Saints took care of business? Is that why?
I don't even think it was so much about that. It was just kind of he came out. He said Kamara better than Barry Sanders. I mean, there were some crazy ones, dude.
You know what? I was going to say maybe he was drinking, but he's only 19, so he shouldn't be.
That's
drinking.
right.
I'm not sure. Now, Cater Gator, different story. As she's come in and said, like, oh, man, I've already had too many. But, yeah, I don't know what would make someone make that take. Alvin Kamara.
And it got worse. It got worse, dude. He was trashing Walter. Dude, the great Jim Brown.
Oh,
I mean,
Dexter.
Yeah, it got a little crazy. But here's the deal. I do want to entertain his question because I went ahead and did the playoff predictor. By the way, Brown's 2nd and 10 and Chubb's been all over the field. I went ahead and did the predictors to see what I think is going to happen and what I see as the playoff seeding going in after next weekend. And here's what I filled out the playoff predictor thing. Here's what I came up with. Okay. Packers, the 1 seed, already done.
Okay.
Then I've got the Rams getting the 2 seed, which just means they win next week. Okay. I've got the Tampa Bay Bucks getting the 3rd seed, Dallas with the 4 seed, Arizona 5, Philadelphia 6, and the Saints 7. So the Saints, I do have them making the playoffs.
Well,
That means go ahead.
If they win, they're in, right?
I think they have to win, and the Rams have to win. They have to. I think the Saints have to win, and the Niners have to lose, and the Rams play the Niners. So, and I do have that happening. Now, if that happens, the Saints would be the 7 seed, and they would go to LA to face the Rams in the playoffs. Dexter's predicting a 50-point win for the Saints if that were to happen. Dave,
50-point win.
Top of your head, Saints at LA Rams. Give me an off the top of your head score for that game.
Off the top of my head, score for that game, 21-13 or 24-13 Rams.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think the Saints defense is unreal, obviously. I just don't think their offense can do much against most of the defenses that are going to be in the playoffs, other than maybe the Bucks, since they've proven that already. But Dexter, you're not going to find a lot of people agreeing with you, my friend.
So San Francisco right now is 9-7. So if San Francisco wins, they are in, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so New Orleans has to win, and if San Francisco loses, they have the same record. Do they hold some kind of tiebreaker over San Fran?
I do believe that they do. Let me actually pull that up.
Who's San Fran playing next week?
They play the Rams.
Oh, okay, all right.
And the Rams are still, playing for that 2 seed because they and the Bucks are both tied at 12-4. The Rams have the tiebreaker over that, but if they were to lose and go to 12-5, and the Bucks were to win and go to 13-4, then the Bucks would get the 2 seed.
Interesting.
So let's go in here to the playoff predictor, and I'm going to take Kansas City over Denver, Washington over the Giants, Saints over the Falcons. Right? They should win that game.
They should.
Okay, Cowboys or Eagles? I picked Eagles originally because I just think that they have more to play for.
I'd go Cowboys.
Let's take Cowboys for this one then. Steelers or Ravens?
Ooh. Where's that game? That's in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore.
Oh, man. I'm going to go Ravens.
All right, let's go Ravens here. Bills over the Jets, Patriots over the Dolphins, Bengals over the Browns. I'm actually going to go Packers over Lions, even though I wasn't going to, but I do. Apparently, they are going to start their starters. Let's go Tampa over Carolina, Arizona over Seattle, Tennessee over Houston, Colts over Jags. Now, here's where we get down to it. I'll go Vikings over Bears. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. And Chargers over Raiders. Okay. So in this scenario that we've just played out, the 7th seed is Philly and the 6th seed is the Niners. So it all comes down to this game, Niners and Rams. If the Niners win, Rams are the 5th seed and would play at Dallas, and New Orleans is out. If the Rams win, the Niners are out and the Saints are in the 7th seed. So that's how that's going to go. That Niners-Rams game is going to be huge for Dexter and the Saints.
Really big game.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun week next week. A lot of implications. Also, how about Tennessee likely getting the 1 seed in the AFC?
Yeah.
I mean, the only way that doesn't happen is if they lose to the Texans.
And I don't think that's going to happen. Although the other week, I think I picked against the Houston Texans in our head-to-head battle, figuring for sure this was a win, and they hung 41, I think, on somebody, whoever it was. So who knows, dude? That's what's great this year. There's just been some really wacky parity. And, I mean, you look at Tennessee, there goes Najee Harris for a first down. And Tennessee, preseason, people asked me, hey, who do you like? And I said, I think Tennessee has a shot. And then they come out like gangbusters, and then Derrick Henry goes down, and then they are kind of like bouncing around and can't find an identity, don't really have a lead running back. And next thing you know, they just kind of have turned things around. But look at what Kansas City did. They didn't have a major injury, like, the best running back in the league going down. Yeah. But Kansas City started off really great, and then just boom, just hit the skids and then kind of bounced and then just took back off again. So both those teams are peaking at the perfect time, my friend.
It's true. And this is the last hot take of Dexter's that I'll entertain this evening, but I'm going to again, because if anyone can prove Dexter wrong here on this topic, it's the real 80s Dave. Dave is notoriously not the biggest fan, both off the field or on the field, of Matthew Stafford, and is, I would say, even overly critical, but fair. Dexter says Taysom Hill better than Stafford. Thoughts, Dave?
Are we talking about like the National Football League?
Yeah.
On the field?
On the field.
Oh, Dexter. In the entire season, or just like in December, January?
As a quarterback, Dave.
You're
giving him too much leeway here.
I'm going to have to say that that's fake news.
That's fake news.
Fake news. Yeah, Taysom is not greater than Matthew Stafford.
You heard it here first. Also, Bison Thumper with the great reminder that the Titans lost to Houston earlier in the year.
See?
And why do I think the Jaguars beat the Colts earlier in the year? That was last year, right?
I don't know.
I think that was the last year they beat the Colts. Yeah, the Colts beat them this year 23-17. But it was close.
Oh, there you go. See?
And it's in Jacksonville, dude.
You never know.
Listen,
Urban
dude,
Meyer's gone.
Jacksonville does this new thing, Dave. I don't know if you've noticed this. I don't know if Meg's told you. I think this year they've set the record for most fans streaking on the field during the games.
Way.
I think they're trying to kind of confuse and shock the opponent as a way of distracting them to win the game. So if they get a couple streakers on the field against the Colts, dude, it could be Jacksonville ball game.
There was a streaker, I think, at the Jets game yesterday. Wasn't there?
Oh, that was a player, but yeah.
I'll be here all week.
I'll be here all week.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that last night and the whole situation with Antonio Brown. More came out about it today, and what's interesting was, and Jonathan, last night I was saying that someone texted me during the game, and I don't like watch any of the games when I'm not here with you and on the stream and stuff. And someone sends me a message, and they said, "What's going on with Antonio Brown?" And then they said, "He just stripped and ran off the field." And I'm like, "What?" and so I'm like, "What the hell?" So I'm like, "What are they talking about?" And so I went and I saw, like, it started hitting on social media, and there was a picture of him in the end zone and stuff, and I said to the person, they said, "What happened?" And I said, my opinion, and I said this last night on the stream, is he had 3 incentives that he could reach $1 million bonus on. Each one of them paid $333 or $333,000.
Yeah.
And one of them was catches on the season. He was like, I think 11 catches short or something. One of them was yardage, I think, and one of them was touchdowns. And I said, I guarantee you he realized he was not going to get to those when they were getting blown out by halftime and he had only had 3 catches. And he's like, I'm done. Well, today, his brother, did you read this article or hear what his brother said?
I did not hear what his brother said yet, I don't think.
Okay. His brother said, here's what I believe happened. He said, Antonio knew he wasn't going to make the catches, wasn't going to make the yardage, wasn't going to make the touchdowns, and just up and quit on his team. And I mean, and think about it. I mean, he quit on the Raiders. He quit on Pittsburgh. I mean, the guy's done it in the past. But his own brother said that, the exact same thing that was my initial reaction. Then some other stories came out today about, oh, well, his ankle was hurt, and they asked him to go into the game, but he had a bad ankle. And so I told someone, yeah, as he stripped off and he's dancing and jumping through the end zone on one,
right.
2 for 1 foot, how bad was his ankle? So I think that's total BS as well. I think the guy has a lot of psychological problems, and I hope that he gets the help that he needs, whether it's from the NFL or a family friend or something. And we talked last week about Alonzo Spellman and what happened to him. And this last week, Vincent Jackson, who played with the Buccaneers, was a great receiver a few years ago, was found dead in a hotel room earlier, well, in 2021, last year, and they just released that it was alcohol related and CTE. And so I hope Antonio Brown doesn't do anything to hurt himself or hurt somebody else and gets the help that he needs. But I mean, there is a pattern of him doing this and quitting and, in the past, but just a horrible situation all around for the team, for football, for him, for everybody, I think.
Yeah, I was lucky enough today to do a little spot on SiriusXM. They gave me a call and asked me to explain what's going on with Antonio Brown and talk about it a little bit. And so I did a lot of research on it. The dude, I don't know if you saw my Twitter thread, Dave, or not, but the dude he's had a horrible life, lack of a father throughout most of his life, kicked out at 16. And really all these things, right? Like you look at you and like our lives, since you and I are not, one of the best athletes to ever play our sport. All the times you and I have messed up in our lives, we've had to be accountable for it and apologize and figure out what to do next time so we don't make that same mistake. Whereas his football talent has literally covered up every single flaw or fault he's had. And lately they've been way bigger flaws to cover. But because he's so good at running and catching the football, it's allowed him to never get the help that he really needs. Since he was a kid, it's been happening. Yeah,
and I mean, you look at Nick Chubb just broke a huge one on the right-hand side. That was probably a 25-yard run. You look at that with a lot of players, with a lot of guys that make a lot of really bad decisions and keep being given another chance because of their athletic ability. And, for those of you that don't follow and everything, I mean, Antonio Brown didn't just have a problem now. The allegations of I think the abuse and whatever, the fact that I think this last year, right before he signed with the Bucks, I think he was staying in Miami or somewhere, whatever, and someone was delivering food and whatever was late, and he, I guess, destroyed a bike and smashed a guard gate and all kinds of stuff and everything, and quitting on the Raiders. I mean, there's been a lot of problems, throughout the years. But when he came to the Buccaneers, they said, okay, we'll give the guy a chance, mainly because Tom Brady said, hey, we had him up in New England, which, again, another team he got kicked off of. I had him here. Bring him in. I'll make sure, things kind of go okay and all that stuff. And they said, okay, Antonio, you've had all these strikes, just kind of like someone on probation. You're out of jail. You've served your time, but you're on probation. If you mess up again, you're going back into slammer. That was kind of the thing that was told to him when he came here to Tampa. And then all the COVID stuff happened. And with him with the fake vaccine cards and all that stuff and everything, and then getting suspended for it. And so the whole talk here in the Tampa area was Bruce Arians needs to fire him. He needs to be gone. They said if he had one strike, he was out. This is a strike. He needs to be let go. But the day before he was supposed to come back is when Evans and Godwin both went down. And Godwin, ACL, whatever, gone for the year. Evans went down, was going to be out for a couple weeks. So they're like, we have no choice. Come on back, Antonio Brown. So if we ever had the chance to really grab the spotlight and really just go like, man, here I am. I'm the guy that's going to come in, walk in, help us get back in here into the playoffs, win another Super Bowl. It was perfect for him. So to walk off and quit on his team, I just don't understand, especially when he was given a chance that he knew he never should have had. Because they told him when he came in, one strike and you're out. And he had that one strike, and they still kept him on the team.
Yep, well said. Tundra Walker, thanks for the tier 1, 10 months, 12 total for the full year, my friend.
Thank you, Tundra.
Tundra picked Cleveland. No, he picked Pittsburgh to win 20-17, but Cleveland to have most passing yards.
Interesting. I do have a question for you, John.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if how to phrase this or what the right clinical diagnoses would be. I don't know if it's called swings manic, whatever it might be. But I'm reading a hot take from Dexter that says Sean Payton is greater than any coach to ever coach in the National Football League. Now, wasn't it Dexter just like a month ago that was saying Sean Payton is the worst coach to ever coach in the history of the National Football League? Am I correct?
You are correct, sir. Can we Have we ever seen Antonio Brown and Dexter Willis in the same room
Good question.
at the same time?
Good question. I don't know. I don't know
either. Skeeter asks, any truth to the ankle injury? The head coach, Bruce Arians, came out and said that's a lot. That at least that he never heard of the ankle injury, even though I guess Antonio missed 2 practices. Bruce said that's not the case.
Yeah, Bruce was interviewed. They asked him extensively about it. He goes, nope, not true. Did you have this? Nope. He clear. Look at, like I said, we talked about this last night again as well. Last week, I think he had, 11 catches for 120 something yards and a touchdown, whatever it was. I don't know. He had a great week last week. And here's the thing. For those of you, especially those of you that play fantasy football, and people that play fantasy football more closely follow the injury reports. And every Thursday, the National Football League releases an injury report that talks about kind of like how guys are here as of this point of the week. And then on Saturday, they have to give their final determination for this guy's out. He's not going to play. He's questionable. He's clear. He's good. And there are a whole ton of skill players. Not often quarterbacks. Most of the time, it's going to be a wide receiver or a running back that's going to be questionable every single week, and especially when they're veterans. Because a lot of times they're like, man, listen, man, you've been in the league for 12 years. We're going to give you a rest day. Go ahead and rest. Or your ankle or your knee was a little bit sore. You're playing with a banged up hip. Almost every one of them is questionable. So for him to have a day off of rest, whether on Wednesday or Thursday, whatever, is very, very common. It's not, he couldn't hardly walk and he had a bad ankle and he couldn't get out there. Like I said, he went skipping and dancing and running through the end zone. If he would have limped off the field, maybe I'd say there's something to that. But I don't think that's the case. Bruce Arians has emphatically denied that that's the case. He played a great game last week. He didn't have any injury in the game last week. He ran off the field. So, like I said, I go back and I look at players every week that are on the injury report. Like every week they show up. And then on Saturday, hey, they're good to go. They're starting on Sunday. So,
yeah, and Jay Price, I don't think that Dave's lying about anything. If they did mention the ankle injury and he didn't hear it, that's not a lie. It's just misinformed. But we're talking about Bruce Arians, who said that Antonio Brown never said that he was too hurt to go back in the game, which is what he was reporting. Yeah,
and I listened to that interview driving in tonight. I heard the interview again with Bruce Arians. Nothing. They asked him like 3 or 4 different ways. Did he have an ankle injury?
Jay Price is saying that he was on the injury report beforehand with the ankle, but still went ahead and played.
Again, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of players all season long that will be on the injury report on Thursday that are having a day. Don't practice on Wednesday. Don't practice on Thursday.
Sorry, Jay Price is saying not you being a liar. That Bruce is lying.
Oh, that Bruce is lying. Okay, I was gonna say, well, he might.
Sorry, that's my fault, Jay Price, for reading that.
That's what was said. And like I said, he was dancing and skipping and running through the end zone, and his ankle looked okay. But like I said, it's not the first time. It's not like, hey man, here's a guy that's just been straight arrowed and dedicated and fantastic player, and all of a sudden he just snapped and ran off, and they wanted him. Like I said, he's done this again and again and again and quit on how many teams, So I don't know. It's like I said, I think the whole situation is sad. And again, I really mean it. I have some friends that are big Buccaneer fans and Tom Brady fans, and I never hear from them when Tom Brady has a bad game. But as soon as he does have a good game or does something great, I get all the text messages, greatest 2-minute drive in the history of football. Look at the GOAT, go Tampa. And I had said, and I had posted, I think, on social media as well, after the Antonio Brown thing, I sincerely hope that he gets the psychological help that he needs, because he does need some, whether it was a blow to the head in CTE, whether it's just like you're saying that, the upbringing that he's had and he's never really had the ability to adjust or had the right people around him. I hope he gets the help that he needs. And then when my buddy says, yeah, you go ahead and keep worrying about Antonio Brown. We're going to go to, Bucks fan, we're worried about going to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, all right, dude, way to go.
So the last thing Antonio Brown needs is to be signed by anyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I've said earlier, Dexter. That's been the problem with him for his whole life, is that he just continues to not have to deal with the consequences of his actions or his issues that are going on, and is allowed to not deal with them by just getting signed and signed again. So I hope he doesn't get signed by the Saints. Of course, the Lions are not going to sign him, and hopefully he just gets the help he needs.
Yeah. And I heard someone say, well, hey, USFL starting up. He'll appear up in the USFL. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, he needs help. I hope that someone around him cares enough to give it to him. The thing is, though, with a lot of people, athletes, celebrities, or whatever, that get so big, even people around them can't help them. And I know that sounds weird, but you think about, for example, Michael Jackson, who died because he was Michael Jackson, as famous as he was, and some guy has a chance to be his doctor, and he says, "Hey, help me get a good night's sleep." Not too many people get put to sleep by a doctor every night by having a mask with propofol put over their face. I mean, I've had surgery, and the anesthesiologist comes in and meets with you, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you propofol. I'm like, the Michael Jackson stuff? And they're like, yeah, but this is the way we do it. But a lot of times these celebrities get so big and they feel they're so important, or they have so much money, that people that are around them don't want to upset them, don't want to tell them they have a problem, don't want to try to get them help, because then they'll lose the gravy train, that they're on with that person, which is it just is a spiraling, sad mess.
Yep.
Hey, there's a football game on too, John, by the way.
I forgot, since it's 0-0, A is still the perfect square for this quarter. They got a fourth down conversion with one of my favorite plays, not a fake punt, but a fullback handoff, my friend.
Oh, there
to
you go.
honor the late, great Corey Schlesinger.
It was, like I said, we're talking about, we're kind of talking about football and different things, but I said I got a message from Skeeter today. I think I told you this because I was telling him, hey, thanks for hanging out last night and all that stuff. And then he said, did I tell you about this? Usually when John and we talk more football. and he says, talking about Build-A-Bear was quite strange. And last night, Frank came on, he started talking about, it wasn't Build-A-Bear, but it was something Build-A-Berg or something like that. And I kept trying to change it into Build-A-Bear, like at the mall with the kids and, picking the bear out and putting the stuffing in the heart and all that stuff and everything. So yeah, last night we had a lot of kind of off the driven path conversations, but hey, I enjoy those.
That's pretty funny, my friend. Fudd Taylor says, let it stay 0-0. I have that square.
Let me see what I have. I haven't even looked.
I need a touchdown and a missed extra point.
What do I have? Oh, I've got M for money. I got nothing.
Well, they're probably going to try a field goal here.
I was going to say, if I get a 3, I'm good. Give me a field goal. And I haven't looked at my game group yet either. Anyone I know in here? Anybody? Anyone? Dude, nobody. Me and Frank. Big Money Frank's in the same game group that I am. Other than that, there's nobody. So whoever is in that game group only has to finish in front of 23 other people.
Another fourth down attempt, and that is now the third failed fourth down. Well, third attempted fourth down. 2 have not made it. 1 made it. So 4th and 5, Big Ben throws an incomplete pass.
Oh, good golly. He threw a blatant, that should have been an interception.
Thoughts on KH getting drafted by the Lions this year? Is that the safety from Notre Dame?
I don't know. So speaking of college football, John, how are you doing, man? After the big games this weekend, the bowl games.
I'm fine now. I was pretty upset, to be honest. I had no joke, 90 plus text messages during that game, which made me realize that I need to get a new phone number. Too many people have my number. And it's just funny because I'm not a guy who talks a lot of trash, especially since I don't usually have a lot to talk trash about. So
Right.
it's always funny to me how people dig in when it's not something that I do to them. So that mixed with a couple of frosty bevs, I snapped back at a few people. Not my finest moment, but I'm fine. I do feel like if that game got played 5 times in a row, that would be like the least. Oh, look at that play.
Almost
Oh, that would have been
intercepted.
sick.
Wow.
I feel like that would be the craziest outcome of the other 4 games. It just never felt like Michigan even got their game going. Georgia, credit to Georgia for scoring quick right away and kind of throw them off their game, but it was annoying.
What I do think is funny is as you preface that with like, yeah, I'm not the kind of person that normally like, well, say something, whatever, talk smack. But I went on, but I've got 15, 16,000 followers on Twitter, and I posted my prediction for a blowout for Michigan.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't like, hey, Georgia sucks and they don't deserve to be here.
I know. I have a Twitter question for you. Maybe you can help me with. Sack and a flag.
Is that Watt again?
Yeah, it was Watt again.
Back-to-back plays.
But there's a flag. It might be holding. So here's a Twitter question I have. And I think most of the time this happens when I'm on my phone. Like I'll go into Twitter, and now I don't use the app. I just go like right online. I don't ever use like any of the. I don't have like the Twitter app or Facebook app or any of those apps. I just go to the website and use it like old school. Go figure. Me doing something old school. But if I see a story, and like say it has like 3, let's just say 3 people that like it, and I hit that heart button to like it. Okay, a lot of times it goes 4, 3, and it rolls right back to 3. Do you know why that happens?
No.
Okay, it happens all the time. It'll go, I just did it right here on a story. Police shoot suspect accused of stabbing K9 deputy. There's one person that liked it. I hit the red button. It rolled to the number 2 and then rolled back to 1, and it shows 1 right now. So if I unlike it, it goes back to 1. Now, if I hit the like again, it rolls to 2 and it stays at 2.
That's weird.
And it happens almost all the time on stuff like that, and I don't know why. I thought maybe you would know. So
No.
okay. Hey, okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, that was
Oh,
to say, go
I
ahead.
just got a text message. My son officially made the travel team for spring. So
Nice.
yes.
I heard I missed him yesterday.
Yeah, dude, he came on. So yesterday, I'm driving to the studio, and Big Money Frank calls. He says, "Hey, dude, listen, Jonathan's really sick. Like he's got like a migraine and sore throat, and he's this and that and blah blah blah." And he said, "I don't think we're not going to have him do the stream tonight." He said, "You good to go by yourself?" I'm like, "Man, dude, come on, Frank. I've been on the air for like 6,000-7,000 hours of live TV, like by myself for like years." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm good to go." So I hang up the phone with Frank, and I call my wife, and I said, "Hey, you want to bring Landon to the studio?" Now I was already driving, so if he'd have called me like 20 minutes earlier, dude, I might have brought him in. But I go, "You want to bring Landon to the studio?" She goes, "No, not really." I said, "Okay, well, do me a favor then." I said, "Tell him he's got to get a couple of jokes together," and I said, "And we'll put him on, and I'll get a code sent to you, and we'll put him on at halftime, and have him do his jokes live." I said, "It's just going to be me and all that stuff, everything." So my wife explains everything to him, and I get here to the studio, and Frank says, "Hey, I think Skeeter's going to come on with you for a while because Skeeter's been on with John before." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." And I said, and on the way here, I was actually texting Burke about something, and I said, "By the way, Jonathan is not going to be on the stream tonight. You want to pop in for a little while?" And Burke, he goes, "Yeah, I could pop in for like 30 minutes. Just let me get the kiddos taken care of, and I'll shoot you a message." So Landon comes on, and it's me and Burke and Skeeter and then him. And he's just like he's just like sitting there in a chair. I'm like, "Hey, dude, say hi to Mr. Burke." It's like, "Hi, Mr. Burke." I'm like, "Say hi to Mr. Skeeter." "Hi, Mr. Skeeter." And he was very, very, like, you could just tell He was frightened. So I got home and my wife said he was like all nervous, like petrified, like, going on and doing that. And this morning when he wakes up, he comes into the bedroom and the first thing he says, he jumps in bed, he lays next to my wife, he goes, "You said it was just going to be you last night on the show." So he wasn't expecting like these people he doesn't know, and he's like he got all scared, but he did good. But then my daughter was upset. She goes, "Well, I wanted to come on and tell a joke. Can I tell a joke? What about my joke?" I'm like, I don't know that you want to come on. So she wanted to come on and tell a joke after that, but it was a good time. He was a good sport about it, and he had a couple jokes. I do have his joke for tonight right here for halftime, so we'll do that as well.
That's good. Looking forward to it. Tell him I'm sorry I missed him. Tell him I'm offended. The one time I'm not here in 2 years, and he decides to show up.
See?
I
would say we could have. They go back to school tonight or tomorrow is their first day back from school from the holiday. So I was going to say, he could come on tonight, but he's probably already in bed right now. So.
Sherilyn Falcatoni. What a great name. Joining us on YouTube says Go Steelers.
Hey, Sherilyn. Hey, Sherilyn, I don't recognize your name from the past and from the stream, so welcome to the show. Sherilyn and anybody else that is new, if you are new, if you have any questions at all about how you play the game, how the prizing works, anything like that, let us know. Also, if you're new, please tell us how you heard about Super Squares and where you're from. You can just post right there. I heard about Super Squares from whether it was a person or a advertisement or whatever it was, and then just tell us where you're from, if you would. Flag on the play.
Another flag. Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for this Browns team, dude. They're probably one of the most talented Browns teams in the last 25 years. They're going to miss the playoffs this year. And it sounds like the rumors in Brownsville are that they're going to lose a lot of their good players. Jarvis Landry wants out, allegedly. Who knows what they're going to do with Baker. And so it just feels like they're going to blow up the entire organization for like the fifth time in as many years. It's honestly like worse than what the Lions have been doing.
I blame it all on Odell Beckham Jr. I think it was all him and his dad. I blame his dad. I think it was his dad that started all this.
Why are you such a fan of Odell Beckham Jr. then, Dave?
Hey, he saved your Rams this weekend, from what I understand.
Dude, fourth quarter Stafford saved the Rams, but Odell had a couple great catches that game. He's had, 4 or 5 touchdowns in the last 5 games?
I think so.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Look at Big Ben.
He's so different to watch now. I was out to dinner with my new friend. When I say my new friend, he's an old friend, but he's now a new bishop. I think I told you I went to his ordination in Minnesota a little while ago.
Yeah, cool.
We have a tradition. He was my first boss in Wisconsin when I first started working in youth ministry there. So we had this tradition every year at Christmas time to go get dinner at Kohler, the Wisconsin Room. If anyone's ever been to Kohler, it's awesome. They do a lot of golf tournaments there, professional ones. And the Kohler area is just beautiful, and the restaurants are awesome. So we always go there, and we go there this year. And on the TV during happy hour, we're just having a couple drinks before dinner, is the Super Bowl where Big Ben and the Steelers beat Kurt Warner and the Cardinals.
Yes.
And just a completely different player now than he was then, man. When he was in his prime, he was so mobile. Like, I forgot how mobile he was, how he just got hit all the time and stayed up and made crazy plays. So anyway, it's amazing that he's lasted this long and that he's still in the NFL, even though he's a completely different player now than he was 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, you look at a lot of players like that, not just in football, and you see the way that they change. And for example, the greatest football, or I should say basketball player in history, Michael Jordan, you look at him in the early years, and then you look at him after the Bulls won 3 and he retired and everything stuff. And then he came back. And then later in his career, I mean, still just amazing, but just a different type of player. And, the older you get, and you'll get there, John, like I am, like You don't pop up off the ground easy anymore. You know, instead of when you bend down, you don't just bend down. You look for something to put your hand on as you bend down. Everything starts to get more sore. You know, I remember being like in the Bulls locker room, like after every game, and sometimes even on the sidelines when a guy was pulled out late in the game, just with big old ice packs, around their knees and like saran wrap, just wrapped all the way around, holding ice packs on their joints and stuff like that. So. You know, I'm just the normal dude, and your body takes a toll, you know, after the years. Just imagine having the crap beat out of you, and 300-pound, 400-pound dudes smashing you and landing on you for 15 years. You know, it really does take a toll on the body.
Rich Rules, who doesn't usually come in here with the Dexter Willis hot takes from sources, says Rodgers and Adams to the Saints per source.
Rodgers and Adams?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
To the Saints?
Per source. Now, that's obviously somewhat next season. There's been no reports on that yet. I am very curious to see. I think the Packers, the latest actual rumor is that the Packers are going to use the franchise tag on Devontae Adams next year as a way to keep Rodgers there.
Huh.
Can you imagine? Rodgers wants out after the show. That's what he said. Who knows what's going to happen if they win the Super Bowl or something. And let's say that Rodgers says, hey, I want to take Devontae Adams with me. I want to go to a team like Pittsburgh or the Saints or the Broncos or the Dolphins or whatever, to try to win a Super Bowl there. And the Packers say, you know what? We're going to franchise Adams. Would be nuts.
Well, I read an article this week that said, here are the chances, like top destinations for Aaron Rodgers. And it's I think it was 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or maybe it started at 7 or somewhere around there. And Pittsburgh was in there, Denver was in there. But what's interesting is the Chicago Bears were in there. But as it went down the list, number 1 was the Packers.
Yeah,
that he will wind back up with and still be there next year. So I thought it was very interesting to read that article, how they talked about all these different places. And if this happens, if Russell Wilson leaves here and then goes there and this, blah, 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 blah. And then it was at the end, number 1 destination possibility, Packers.
Ooh, there's a Deontay Johnson touchdown. I needed that today.
Good man. Now, what else do you need there, John?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Dave. A Deontay Johnson touchdown is one thing.
Done.
A Steelers win.
I think will happen.
A Nick Chubb touchdown.
I think will happen.
A Najee Harris touchdown.
I think will happen.
And then over 42.5. And that's the hard part so far in this game.
Like I said, I was right at 41. I think on my pick, 21-20. So that's going to be close. You should have heard Skeeters last night. He said, since you weren't here, he did one of those like pick 4.
Did he?
Oh, dude. And it was hysterical.
What was it?
It was like Minnesota had to win, which was first off just kind of like, really, Minnesota's going to win in Green Bay. Ham had to score a touchdown.
Dude, I love Ham.
Ham had to score a touchdown. Minion, whatever his name is, the quarterback had to have like more than 280 yards or 290 yards or something.
So Skeeter was just trolling me.
Yeah, there was like no way like any of it was going to happen. But if all of them would have happened, let's say, for example, he bet $10, he probably would have won like 14, 15 grand, I would imagine, because it was just crazy.
That's hilarious. I think Rodgers, I'm going to say, I don't think the Packers win the Super Bowl this year. And again, that is not a knock on Aaron or Devontae or the team. There's not really a player on the team I dislike, a little bit of Aaron Jones, but I just think that the front office does not put them in a position to win the Super Bowl with how they draft. So I think they will. I think if they did win the Super Bowl this year, I think Rodgers retires, goes out on top. If they don't win the Super Bowl this year, which I don't think they will, I think he will go somewhere else.
Interesting. I can't stand the Packers, but if the Packers were playing the Buccaneers, I'm picking the Packers. If the Packers are playing the Rams, it all depends if Jekyll or Hyde shows up for the Rams. I don't know. If the Packers are playing Arizona, I'm picking the Packers. I mean, I think the Packers, may be the best team in the NFC. We'll see.
It's hard to argue that. I'm kind of with you there. I think that the teams that give them the hardest chance right now, and this is only because Tampa, their defense has just not been amazing this year, and the receivers are hurt. Otherwise, I do think Tampa for sure has a shot. I think the Rams and the Cowboys probably have the best chance of beating them. And you know what? Don't sleep on the Eagles, who are a really annoying football team that can run the ball.
Yeah, they can run the ball, but I believe their passing game is, if it's not the Bears dead last, I think it's the Eagles.
Bad. It's bad, but their defense makes plays and they can run. And Lambeau, it just depends on the weather. But you could get one of those crazy weather games in January in Lambeau where even Aaron Rodgers isn't throwing the ball a ton. But see, I'm with you. Every year you see how great they look, and then they get to the playoffs and they somehow find a way to stop Devontae Adams, and they're in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with the Rams right now. Like, teams have found a way to at least slow down Cooper Kupp. And so now Stafford's they're trying to run the ball a little more. He's trying to hit Odell Beckham, Higbee.
I mean, that's like, Cooper Kupp hurt me in fantasy, this week. He had 6 receptions for 95 yards and a touchdown. He had 21 points. And that was the only guy on my team that underperformed.
Yeah, that's crazy to call that an underperformance,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. You're 21 points per receiver. Most receivers are predicted to get 13, 17, 14, 18. Yep. He's predicted, my 2 receivers, Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp, 26 and 25 points. They're supposed to get respectively. They finished with 21 and 30.
Yeah, that's wild. Rich, by the way, I've said Aaron Rodgers is the best ever multiple times. Dave, I'll be right back, my friend.
Sure. Yeah, I remember seeing Aaron Rodgers. I think it was yesterday. I don't know if it was the pregame or something, but they showed warm-ups where they've got the net in the corner of the end zone. That's a circle. That's probably, I don't know, maybe 2 feet wide or something. I don't know. Maybe it's 3. I don't know, 2, 3 feet, probably 2.5 feet wide, a circle. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't know, maybe 20 yards out or something, whatever, or 30 yards out. I can just fade back and just throw in a fade, and then pew, right into the net. Going this way, chew, boom, right into the net. Going this way, right into the net. I mean, so, and again, that's just the drill. I remember watching a comparison. It was one of those, I think, ESPN specials or something or whatever, where they're like, guess which one, or what would you think kind of thing. And it had an Olympic archer, accuracy, and who's more accurate, an NFL quarterback or an Olympic archer? And I'm going, are you crazy? What kind? I mean, the Olympic archer, without a shadow of a doubt, will be more accurate. And they did this whole thing. I think it was with Drew Brees came in, and they put chalk on the nose of the football and had him throw so they could see where it hit. And the Olympic archer, and at different position, different points, different distances. And Drew Brees was more accurate than the Olympic archer, which just blew me away. So yeah, I mean, some of these guys, when they're great, they are great. And I think Aaron Rodgers, as much as I'm not a Packer fan, I can objectively say, I mean, he is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And you've also heard me say too, especially watching so many Bears-Packers games over the years, when Aaron Rodgers fades back for a pass, it's either going to be complete. There's a good chance when he releases it, it's going to be complete. I mean, it's just like that fear. It's not like some normal guy going back and scrambling around and looking. It's when he goes back, most likely it's going to be a complete pass. And if it's not, he's going to be smart enough to either throw it out of bounds, throw it over someone's head, ditch it into the ground, whatever. And I mean, and that clearly shows by his touchdown to interception ratio. I mean, I don't know, what is he at, 30-something touchdowns or 40 touchdowns to 3 or 4 interceptions this year. So yeah, he's Aaron Rodgers is cream of the crop. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to him, where he goes next year. Bourbon drinker, is that true? Claypool needs 39 more points. I haven't checked the score. Let me look. Yeah, I still have a 99% chance. Claypool has 4.7. Oh, come on, Cleveland defense. I want Pittsburgh to win. Just no Claypool today. Uncle Terry had the choice tonight in his final game for the third place against Tim G to start Fairmouth or Claypool. Who do you think that he started, Chad? Who do you think? Uncle Terry, the Pittsburgh guy, had Fairmouth and Claypool on his team and only one spot to start in a flex position. Who did he start tonight? Who do you think Uncle Terry started? Oh, Goofta, that's tough, man. Bounced from a championship game after a stat correction? Whew. And stat corrections are not as common in the National Football League in affecting things as they are in the National Hockey League. National Hockey League, they'll come back a day later or 2 days later and say, Toronto reviewed this, and this has changed from a goal to an assist, and this guy's got an assist who didn't have one, and like a lot of things change in hockey. Not as much in football. So Tundra Walker says he thinks that Terry started Pat Fairmouth. Any other guesses on who Uncle Terry started? Chase Claypool or Pat Fairmouth? Who did he start in his flex position to go against Tim G for third place? Dexter Willis says in all caps, Chase Claypool. So there's one vote for Chase Claypool, one for Fairmouth. Mooseman says Fairmouth. So it's 2-1. And yes, you guys are correct. So in the landslide of 2 votes to 1, it was Fairmouth that Uncle Terry started. So we'll see how he does tonight. And Tim G's got Najee Harris going against that. So that's kind of tough. But hey, look, there's a pass to the tight end, but it's not the right tight end.
Fairmouth.
Not the right tight end.
If he started Fairmouth, he doesn't deserve to be in the consolation game.
Dude, he started Fairmouth.
Yikes.
He did. He started Fairmouth. Claypool
Uncle
has
Terry.
2
Uncle
receptions.
Terry knows better than that. What's his logic there?
He said that Big Ben would throw to Fairmouth more. That he would. It's his last game there, and he likes tight ends, and it's a big target. And he just thought, oh, Big Ben fumbled. He got it back. But that it was going to be a Fairmouth night.
I mean, I think in that position, you got to go with whoever has the higher ceiling, and that's always going to be a number 1 or 2 receiver, unless it's Kelsey or TJ Hawkinson, my friend.
Kelsey or Hawkinson.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or Andrews or Gronkowski.
Or Gronkinson.
Yeah, that was a tough one when he came in with that. I told him, I said, hey, maybe you should just dump and pick up Jarvis Landry. But they freeze their rosters, so you can't pick up anybody once the playoffs start.
Was Landry available?
In their league, I'm not sure. I have no idea. But like he said, they freeze it. In our league, Bourbon Drinker picked up Landry yesterday, I think it was. And I was wondering if he was going to start him tonight. He didn't. Right now, Landry's got 3.6. Claypool's got 4.7. So maybe he was flipping a coin to make sure that, if one of those guys came up injured, he could start the other one in tonight's game. So, my friend.
Well, let's get another tutty here. This time to Harris, who hopefully is okay. He got up to keep running. That's hilarious. Fake punt.
Think so?
Oh, dude, I hope so. I love fake punts. Dang it.
There you go.
So what do the Steelers need to happen to make the playoffs? They have to win out.
Yes, they have to win out. I don't know if they have to have. Hold on. Let me see. If the Steelers have to beat the Bengals. Let's see. Let me make 100% sure so I don't give inaccurate information. My friend. Okay.
If only they didn't tie the Lions. That's right.
This took me to something I think. Yeah, this is. Why would it? I don't like Bing. When I search Bing, it just gives me weird stuff a lot of times. We had a lot of discussion about Google search last night too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Frank was talking about how like the search results were manipulated and how he figured that out years ago and what you did in putting a different letter in and stuff, and the browser screening for what do you call it, dirty language or whatever it's called, filters that they put certain words in there so certain search things can't be found that people are looking for.
Yep.
Okay, let me see. Hold on a minute. I'm almost there. Okay, the Pittsburgh Steelers have they're saying a 4% chance to make the playoffs. A 4% chance. But it doesn't give me what they need to do to get there.
Then here I go to my favorite thing, the playoff machine.
There you go. Go to the playoff machine, bro, because what I'm looking at is not giving me.
All right, if the Steelers win tonight,
Yes.
Kansas City, it shouldn't matter. They're going to win. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Let's say the Steelers win against the Ravens. The Bills are going to be in no matter what, so that won't matter. Bengals are already in. Patriots.
Okay.
Ah.
I have it right here. The Steelers must win out. They must beat the Browns and the Ravens. That would make them 9-7-1.
Yep. I have it too.
So they win out, they're in.
No.
That's what this says.
Because if they win out, okay, I think you're right.
Yeah, because if they beat the Ravens, the Ravens beat them, the Ravens need some help. But the Steelers must win out.
Yeah, there is a chance that the Steelers and the Raiders both make the playoffs.
And the Steelers would like to thank the Detroit Lions for the tie, because a tie is better than a loss.
Yes, that is what it is. They also need Jacksonville to win. And that's why it's a 4% chance. If I switch over Jacksonville to the Colts, then the Colts take it.
Steeler interception?
Yikes, Baker.
Baker wasn't happy there. I think he said shucks.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. What's interesting is he was walking right there, and he was breathing, even though he had a face shield on. I could see all of his breath kind of going all around everywhere. That face shield wasn't really stopping anything. We need to put those masks on him.
Kind of just a bad throw by Baker. A little slow. He had him. If he would have thrown it earlier. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, I'm starting to think he's not very good.
Fake White T says this might be Baker Mayfield's last game at Heinz Field too.
Who just said that?
It's fake white teeth.
It's hilarious.
This might be his last game as well. It's Ben's last game, and it might be Baker's last game too. Oh, that was stay away from Chase Claypool.
Ben taking some shots tonight, making you think it really might be his last game. I did see that Antonio Brown is courtside at the Nets Brooklyn game.
Antonio Brown he's courtside.
Yeah, he also did a cameo today that lasted 1 minute and 30 seconds while being driven by his private driver, saying that he doesn't think that Big Ben will retire.
He doesn't think, really.
Yeah.
Is his contract up?
I do think it is up. It was up last year too, and they signed him to a 1-year deal, I think. Imagine how good the Browns would be if they had Kirk Cousins or Taysom Hill, Skeeter.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
Yeah, Baker had a much better season last year. And here go the Steelers marching down the field.
They're going forward. No, actually, he just went backwards down the field.
Yikes.
Supposed to go that. It's supposed to go towards the end zone, not away from it. Once you catch the ball.
I'm glad I got my sickness out of the way now, so that throughout the playoffs I can just chill and have fun and be in a good spirits, and then be out there for the Super Bowl, my friend.
There you go, my friend. Yeah, I had it. Remember, I was like all like for probably a couple of weeks right after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Was so. And I'm glad it's all cleared up. I have a got to be in the studio and do a bunch of voiceover work on Wednesday. And I'm glad because they wanted me to come in a few weeks ago, and I could still feel it like a little bit. I'm ahead. Was that a Fairmouth?
Yep.
There you go, Terry. But yeah, I'm glad that they put that off. So I have to go in Wednesday to have that done now. And I'm a little bit more clear in the head.
Tundra Walker wants to put in Jarvis Landry at QB. By the way, we didn't see this earlier because we were in a deep conversation. Jadeveon Clowney got a penalty for throwing Chase Claypool's shoe.
Really?
Earlier, which I think is hilarious.
I did not see that. Did it? If that shoe came off and it smelled bad, dude, I'd probably throw it as well.
Good thing that George Bush wasn't there.
See? People would throw shoes at him.
That's right. You remember that, right?
Yeah. Yep. George H.W. Bush.
See, I get some of those references, my friend.
Yes, my friend.
2nd and 7. By the way, Dave.
Yes.
I'm going to give you 3 guesses as to what, and this, by the way, includes. I'm not going to say any of that. I'm just going to say this. I'll give you 3 guesses. What topic among all topics will you and I spend the most time likely talking about next Monday night during the stream?
Who? Next Monday night. I get 3 guesses.
Yep. And don't look at chat. Chat can guess, but you can't look at chat.
I'm not. I swear, I'm not looking at anything. I'm going to say Nick Saban's success as the winningest coach in championships in college football history. No.
Nope.
The fact that Alabama whipped Georgia's ass in the SEC championship game, and this is like a grudge match, rematch game.
Nope.
No. Let me see. Skeeter finishing in 2nd place. They're the person that wins their mortgage for a year and an electric Ranger. Oh!
You tried. By this time next Monday, we will likely have a full statement from George McCaskey and your Chicago Bears.
My friend.
We will know the future of the team, whether or not they're just going to let go of Nagy, if they're going to clean house. We'll we'll hear McCaskey speak for the first time since hiring Pace and Nagy, and we'll have some clarity on where the Bears are going in the future, my friend.
Wow. I did not know that, my friend.
Isn't that crazy?
I did not know that.
Yeah, usually teams that are clearing house do it, especially when they've known they're going to do it for months. They do it the day after. So we'll likely get an Adam Schefter tweet. I'm going to guess around 9 or 10 a.m. saying Nagy's gone, Pace is gone. Interview with McCaskey is at 2 or 3 p.m. Central Time.
Interesting.
And Tundra Walker says they won't get rid of Nagy.
Oh, yes, they will.
I think they will too.
What was that? The big win over the Giants? Save this job.
By the way, that big win over the Giants was an awesome defensive performance. They had one good offensive drive that game.
Yeah, I know. They played against me in fantasy.
Yeah.
21 points for the Bears defense. At four sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, a safety, 3 points against. Killing me, Smalls. I think it was, as I was driving today, I think it was Jim Rome or somebody talking about just how delusional after the game. I think the head coach of the Giants was talking about just how everything is great and whatever. And he's like, just what an embarrassment that game was, like completely offensively from start to finish for them.
Jim Rome, dude. I love that guy. Used to listen to him before he ever went crazy and blew up. I used to listen to him when he was on, I think he was on like the midnight shift.
Right.
And so I'd be driving home from my girlfriend's house at like 1:30 and I'd be listening to him on like a 45-minute drive. And then I started, this is when YouTube's just kind of coming out. So I started looking at YouTube videos of him. And that's how I found out his whole thing with Jim Everett.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yep.
Call me Chris one more time.
Okay, Chris.
I bet I do.
I bet you
don't.
I bet you do.
Okay, Chris. Dude, that was amazing.
I think that happened when I was in college. I think I was in college when that happened, I believe. And yeah, it was just we just replayed that. Like had a tape and just replayed it. And
so my buddy is friends with Everett now. He teaches theology at like the school in the Catholic school in Orange County where all Dennis Rodman's kids go there. A lot of celebrity kids go to the school, including Everett's kids. And so he has dinner with him. And I'm like, dude, you just have to call him Chris one time. I was like, just do it for me. He says he won't do it.
I bet you won't.
I bet you. I should have said that to him.
You won't. Okay.
Bet I do, Chris.
Throws the table, runs, chairs are flying, runs over to him. The best part was just Rome just like sitting there as like Everett took him. He started to go back in the chair with this look of like disbelief, like, oh my God, is this really happening? It was great. Yeah. We should play it, dude. Pull it up and play it on the stream.
People have been telling me that they can't hear my
when you play clips.
Yeah, let me see if I can fix that. Tell me, can you hear me right now?
I can hear you talking.
Do I sound the same now? Do I still sound the same?
You sound a little bit like you're going through some kind of modulation, but pretty close.
See, I need to just do this then. Am I better now?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Now, can you hear this?
Yeah, I hear that.
All right. Now tell me if you hear this.
I feel like I'm at the optometrist. Which one looks better? This one or this one? This one or this one? One more time. Again, this one or this one?
How about the Steelers not running the ball one time with Najee Harris on first and second or third and goal?
Unreal. How about Fairmouth not getting in the end zone either?
Unbelievable. All right, well, tell me if you can hear this YouTube clip. Can you hear the noise right now?
No.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to hear it then. Dang it. I don't know what's been going on with that.
Hey, Tim, can you pull that clip up for me?
Yeah, do it, Tim.
Tim, can you pull that clip up? Let me see. If you Google, let me see, Jim Everett, Jim, Rome. If you just Google Jim Everett, Jim Rome, the second link says Jim Rome gets attacked by Jim Everett. It's 1 minute and 5 seconds.
It's my favorite. Now, you've been saying this for a while now, Jim. You've been calling me Chris for a while now.
Behind my back or whatever it was.
Behind my back.
Your face. I'll say it to your face.
Dude, I love it, Dave. Chat's quiet about it. Do you guys not know what we're talking about? You will.
You will in a minute.
How many sacks did I have that we came back and won? How many sacks did you have? How many games? How many sacks? Let's see, but this was back in 1989. Oh, that was about six.
Drinking water before bed burns 46 pounds in 2 weeks. If you are struggling.
Well, skip the commercial. Yeah, and can you bring, like, when you do it, can you put the video up on the screen, Tim? Okay, cool. Tim's going to bring this up, and this was, again, I don't know if it was like 1992, 93, somewhere around there. Okay, I think Tim's getting him. We'll serve it up here in a second.
April 6th, 1994.
There you go, 94. I said I was in college before I graduated. This is... if you go to YouTube, yeah, Jim Rome gets attacked by Jim Everett is the title of the clip. Yeah, and this one, like, it goes right from the beginning of them talking, and it's only 1 minute and 5 seconds long and shows the whole thing. 274,000 views. Jim Rome gets attacked by Jim Everett. Here's the Steelers' road to the playoffs on the screen right there. Win tonight versus the Browns. Win Sunday at the Ravens. But the Colts have to lose to the Jaguars, and the Chargers and the Raiders can't end in a tie.
Yep.
Okay, so there it is. So the Colts have to lose. They have to win out, and the Colts have to lose. Got it.
Good to have you on the show. Good to be here, Jim. Thank you. Check that. Chris Everett.
He does it right away.
Yeah. Jim, nice to have you on the show. Hold on. Check that. Chris Everett. Welcome to the show.
So I just read a little article about it, and apparently he didn't know that. Apparently Jim thought it was going to be like a professional interview. Jim Everett.
Jim Everett. Well, it was I supposed to be. I mean, like, I don't.
Jim just taunted him.
Yeah. I mean, let me send it. Let me just send you a link then.
Ute, you just have to go to twitch.tv, make a free account, sign up with your email and stuff, and then go to twitch.tv/Super Squares and type !play when we have marbles up and going. So basically what you're doing now on YouTube, except on Twitch.
I don't know how to send Tim this link. Yeah, you're going to send it to him, Frank? Okay.
Jim, good to have you on the show. Good to be here, Jim. Thank you. Check that.
For somebody who gets all the other weird noises up very quickly, this is taking Tim a long time.
That's true. That's true. I think Big Money Frank found the one that I have, and he is sending it over to Tim because I don't have Tim's email in this computer here to be able to send or any other way to do it. So Big Money's got it. He's going to shoot it over to him. We'll pull it up and then check that Chris Everett. We'll have on in a couple minutes. Hey, John. While we're waiting there, I was just looking back at some of the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. And Moose Man's saying, and I've read this a little bit this week about the rumors of Harbaugh back to the NFL. What are your thoughts on that?
Which one good season in Michigan over the last 4 years, and they're going to take him to the NFL? I don't think so. I think he wants to stay. I think he finally showed why he wanted to go to Michigan this season, and I don't think he's happy with their performance in the playoff. So I'm going to say fake news.
Fake news. Becky says that she just Googled right in, don't call me Chris. And it popped right up. So we'll have it in a second, Becky. Frank sent it over to Tim. I think it got lost in the folder with the opening to Landon's laughs. I think it's Tim. It's in that same folder. Tim still doesn't have. Hey Tim,
Go check and see how many of those fireballs are left.
I'm gonna just go to Google here. Don't call me Chris. Don't call me Chris. Yeah, there it is. It's the fourth one. If you Google, don't call me Chris. It's 1 minute and 5 seconds. The title of the clip on YouTube is Jim Rome gets. Let me just. Don't call me Chris. I'm going to just Google or YouTube, don't call me Chris. That's. Okay. This one here is like 1 minute and 14 seconds. It says, Jim Everett, don't call me Chris. And it's the same video. No, it's not. There's a little open, like a 10-second opening to it.
Another false start on the Browns. Yikes.
Rich, let's go, Brandon. Brandon will get it. Where's Brandon? I think we're getting warm. Okay, here we go. I think we're getting close. Tim's getting close. Bourbon Drinker even put a link to it up on the chat. That must be it, right? Yeah, there. he put it in the chat. I didn't think you could do that. I thought like the Nightbot would warn you about doing stuff when you put stuff up in the chat. I don't know. The Nightbot normally like shuts that down. So, Tim, if you even look in the chat, there's a link to it. He's got. Oh, Tim says he's got it. All right, he's gonna be bringing it up here in a second.
Somebody tweeted, "What would you trade for Baker Mayfield?" And I quote tweeted it and said, "Dan Orlovsky."
I would. Here we go. Here it is.
Yes. Oh, we can't hear it.
I don't hear it. Now we got no volume. It's muted though, right there. The little button's muted, I think, on it. Right next to the play button. There we go. Let's see if that does it.
Jim, good to have you on the show.
Good to be here, Jim. Thank you.
Check that. Chris Everett, good to have you on the show.
You know what? You've been calling me that for about the last 5 years.
About 2 years, actually, Chris.
Well, hey, you know what? Let me say one thing. In that game, how many sacks did I have that we came back and won?
How many sacks did you
How
have?
many sacks?
Well, see, but this was back in 1989.
Okay, that was
So
about
you may have
six.
even been Jim Everett back there, but somewhere along the way, Jim, you ceased being Jim and you became Chris.
Well, let me tell you a little secret. That we're sitting here right now, and if you guys want to take a station break, you can. But if you call me Chris Everett to my face one more time,
I already did it twice.
You call it one more time. We better take a station break.
Well, it's a 5-minute segment, or a 5-segment show. We got a long way to go.
Well, we do.
We got a long way to go.
We do.
I'll get a couple segments out
Well,
of
it's
you,
good
Cora.
to be here with you, though.
Well, it's good to see you
because you've
too.
been talking like this behind my back for a long
But
time.
now I said it right here.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
we got no
Well,
problem with that.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Thanks for tuning into the Fumble.
Oh, it was good times.
The last
funny.
big name quarterback
Memories.
to play for the Rams during their time in Los Angeles.
I think my favorite part is when he says, I've already done it twice.
Well, I bet you won't do it again, but I will. Now, again, just to let everybody know, the Super Squares family and the Twitch stream and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube does not condone violence of any kind or physical confrontations with show hosts. We are not advocating for any of that. The actions of Jim Everett and Chris Rome do not reflect the feelings of the Super Squares and React staff.
How many years has it been since 1994? I'm bad at math.
I don't know, 30? 28? I don't know, 1994, 28? Is that right? I don't know, I'm not bad at math too.
I know. I'm sure Chad will get it exactly correct. I'm making a tweet.
Hold on. I can't do math in my head.
6 plus 22. So 28?
Hold on. 28, like I said. I double-checked with the calculator, and I was right, my friend. Check that. Chris Everett, welcome to the show. "26 seconds left, and it's still A 0-0. Square A. Let me see if I've got a partial at least or something. My predictor is not looking so great right now, my friends. I do have a partial. I've got the G, big G, OG. Speaking of OG, because I learned a lot of lingo from John, like things that, that like the hip younger crowd knows and stuff like that. And I think one of them I learned OG at one time. John, what does emo mean? Like if someone goes, so-and-so's emo, what does that mean? They're emo.
Well, the word is short for emotional.
Okay.
But that's a disservice to what it really means. So I think when people use it nowadays who are not themselves emo, like I was an emo kid, I'll tell you what that means in a second back in the day.
Okay.
What people say that emo is now is just like in their feelings. Like sad and in their feelings, right? So if someone's sad, you might hear someone say, "Oh, they're being emo" or something. Okay. But what it meant back in the day is it was a genre, kind of like a pop punk genre. Think like Blink-182, like old school Blink-182. I'm trying to think of like Third Eye Blind, but sadder. You know the Third Eye Blind song, "Wish You Would Step Back from That Ledge," my friend?
Yes.
And that's a very emo song, right? Like the lyrics are emotional, they're dramatic. It's kind of melancholic, kind of acoustic, or melodic is a good word for it too.
Right.
So it's a whole scene that happened in the early 2000s, but it was never a phase, Mom.
What is your mom in the chat?
No, I'm just saying that's like the emo phrase is like, "Mom, it was never a phase."
Oh, okay.
I'm 33 and I'm still emo. Yeah, starting line. Oh, guys, I'm the most emo kid ever, by the way. I actually opened up for a lot of my emo favorite bands, like May and Rookie of the Year, a side of me that most of you don't know about.
Because I heard someone say the other day, so and so's emo, or so and so is so emo, or they're emo, or something like that. And I was like, what the heck does that mean? I mean,
Yeah, it just doesn't. That even just what you told me, that's definitely not what it meant when I was in high school.
Because the way they said it, kind of like, I didn't know if that meant like kind of, and like you're talking about like the Blink when if it was kind of like a goth type thing with like the black makeup and stuff, or anything like that, or is it just more like just emotional and not so much tangible?
Yeah, there was a little bit of the goth to it, a little bit, but true goths would hate that, right? Because they were like death metal and all that kind of stuff. Whereas emo is definitely not as intense as that. They were more like the black fingernail polish and the long hair that covers one eye,
right?
But not both eyes.
Ooh.
Frank, tickle me emo.
Dude, I got one of those dolls, that Tickle Me Emo dolls. For the kids years ago, when that thing first came out, it was hilarious. My father-in-law, actually, he saw it, and he liked it so much, he goes, I got to get one of those. He was a bank president, like CEO, like banks and stuff. He goes, when someone walks into my office, with like they do frequently, with something just ridiculous and stupid about, loaning someone money for something, he goes, I'm just going to hit it right in the stomach. Just let it do its thing and then say, get out of the office. Tickle me Elmo.
Look at Big Ben walking in all somber.
Yeah, he's emo.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Thank you.
That was a perfect way to use it.
Thank you.
Because he's not walking out like all depressed. He's somber. He's got emotional right there, you saw.
Yeah.
Big Ben will be cheering for Meg's Jaguars more than he has cheered for any team ever next week. Bourbon Drinker, I got some sick emo playlists on my Spotify, my friend. Dude, I used to go to all the Warp tours and...
Warp? Is that a band?
Warped Tour. No, it's a festival.
Okay, kind of like Lollapalooza.
There's a pick.
Big Ben interception. And that's the end of the quarter. End of the half.
Doesn't even matter.
Oh, hey Tim, do you want us to do Landon's laugh first, or do you want to bring the clip up first? Okay. Hey John, it is halftime. That means it's time for Landon's laughs. And Tim has an open for us.
Oh, great.
Yes. Dude, the under-over was week 14, so it's definitely the over.
Yep.
Susie, I was from Philly, but they got rid of me, so I'm going with the Giants.
Well, let's see, if the Giants win, they're in first. If the Eagles win, they're in first.
Susie, I was from Philly, but they got rid of me, so I'm going.
Oh, hell no. I've never seen that. I did see the greatest coach in the history of the National Football League, my friend. And I did see a Minnesota Viking receiver. Oh, John, can you hear me?
Did they have a picture of Matt Nagy there just now?
I don't know.
You said the greatest coach in the history of football, my friend.
That's Mike Ditka, my friend. And then I did see a former wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings, my friend, that sat at his locker one time as I walked up to him and was so embarrassed about the loss they had just taken at the hands of the Bears, refused to answer a question.
Is that Chris Carter?
That was Chris Carter, yes. Sat there, refused to answer a question. I just kept standing there, too, just asking him questions with the microphone there. just sat there, wouldn't even say a word. Okay, here's the joke. Let me turn down my partial square that I was just getting credit for right there. You ready, John?
Yep.
Okay. What do sprinters eat before a race? What do sprinters eat before a race? All right. So, what do sprinters eat before a race? And the fam is saying Cheetos, fast food, race chips, fast food, Pedos,
There you go.
ketchup. I like that, Stavros. Ketchup, racers, sprinters, ketchup, Jolt. Remember Jolt? All the sugar and twice the caffeine. A quick snack, a quick bit. And Cater Gator coming up at the end. Nothing. They fast.
Ah, that's actually good.
Yeah. You told me that when I started laughing.
That is a good one.
Sprinters eat before a race? Nothing. They fast. But
Chad had some good answers. Fast food.
yeah, I liked it. Sonic. Hey, there you go. You got Sonic. It's a good one.
That was great.
All right. That's Landon's laugh. Did you say you had something for halftime, John?
Well, I thought I'd share my favorite emo line.
Okay.
But you got to give me a second because I'm coughing.
No problem.
Maybe 10 seconds.
No problem. And Megan, of course, as it puts up there, marbles with an exclamation point. We did talk last night on the broadcast about Megan having the chance to start off this year without by being able to say I haven't lost a marble race all year long, but instead she dove in yesterday in her first race and finished in dead last place. Is that correct? Is that fake news or is that real?
I was in last place the first one.
There you go.
First
First race, dead last. Finishing where she
Actually
left off.
happened.
Oh my goodness, Megan.
All right, so I'm alive.
All right.
All right, here's there's many emo lines, and I know them all. I would love to do like an emo and a 90s country trivia against anyone because I think I'd win.
Okay.
But it's a very
So
niche
far, I
thing.
have no idea what you just said. So, all right,
Perfect.
let's see what happens.
So what I'm saying is what the line I'm about to say, the fact that I'm saying is the greatest ever out of thousands of potential great lines. It's a big deal.
The greatest emo line ever.
Ever.
Okay.
Taking Back Sunday, okay, one of my favorite bands back in the day,
Okay.
had a line that said, "The truth is you could slit my throat, and with my one last gasping breath, I'd apologize for bleeding on your shirt." What a line.
That's emo? That sounds kind of
That's a little more graphic than they normally get.
Yeah.
But in the context of the song, it makes sense. It's not a really graphic song at all. That's just like one kind of weird verse. It's a great line.
I would think maybe like along if you're saying that in those lines, maybe like the Beatles saying like in the end, like I think it was like the love you take should equal the love you make. Hey, look, there's Antonio on his bad ankle. Sorry, I just looked over there. Isn't that what the Beatles said?
Must have been something like that, right?
Yeah, that's emo, right? When you think about it, it's like, man, that's deep. That's like the love
deep
you
there.
take should be equal to the love you make.
Bourbon Drinker says, great line, song, and band. See, the real ones know. Exclamation point play, chat.
Oh man, Megan, are you really gonna do this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, masochist.
What's she doing? She's playing again?
Yeah, she's gonna play, dude. I
I
mean,
thought that she was going to go undefeated in 2022, but no.
no, fake news.
That's exactly right. While we're waiting for this people to ready up in this marbles game tonight, my kids were eating meatballs, and they're just being goofy. It's right before bed, and my 5-year-old is talking to my 6-year-old, and the 5-year-old says, "Caleb, that's not where meatballs come from. The cows live a long life, and then they die, and then we ground beef the cows, and then they take out all the meatballs, and then we eat it." Just hilarious, dude. Kids say the darndest things.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 30 in. Let's rock.
I'm gonna venture to say that in my first race of the year, I won't finish in dead last place.
You're not going to believe this, but Skeeter finished in second twice yesterday. It's just insane. So I'm kind of hoping for a second place Skeeter finish again. I don't think that's me. Got your emails turned on?
No, I'm not sure what that is. I think normally that happens when someone like pops into the feed or something, or I'm not really sure.
Dude, Meg's not the. Oh, and then she ran into a wall, and now she's close to the end.
I don't even see me. Everything's just going so fast. I know I'm not in the top 10.
Dude, look
I see
at Big
Flying
Bird
Car
up there.
Big Arse. Big Bird.
Native QB. Hey, there's me.
Are they shooting like salvos at people?
It looks like that. Some cannons.
Oh, I was up. I went like 7, 6, 5 up to top
But there's
3. And
Meg.
then all of a sudden, Megan's in there.
There's you, Dave. Cater
Gator
Gator out
was
to a lead.
Look at Cater Gator. Where's she going?
I don't know.
Is she gonna? Are people gonna land? Do you land? I hope she's got a parachute.
I guess that's how you finish.
You just
Finish in
pop
the
up,
air.
float into nowhere.
Yeah, so Cater takes first. Native, Tommy, Bobo, me, Pulverizer, Flying Car, Hoot Scoop, Big Bird, Boss. What happened to Meg?
She's there somewhere. She already go? Did she fall off? Did she get hit by one of those cannons?
Was she the only one who fell off?
No, there's no way, dude. You haven't seen her yet? I haven't seen her
since the little funnel.
Cheese Paul, Super Squares, Bengal, I see. There's really no way, Megan. Did she get hit by a cannon?
I'll have to see. She could be like 11th or 12th place.
Megan, did you see if you finished?
I have no idea.
All right, we'll find out. There goes Bangle. Bangle's in.
Tundra Walker looks like the last one up there.
Tundra's racing against the clock. Looks like Tundra will get it. No, Meg got 12th.
Megan's in 12th.
Congrats to Cater Gator.
Way to go, Cater Gator. I told you I wouldn't finish in last.
All right, let's check out how about a polished boost mosaic?
Ooh.
Exclamation point play, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I got one more half to hold on and hope Chase Claypool doesn't bust out with some 40 points in the second half. John, you have increased your lead, and I think you're safe now with a 99% chance to win.
Love that. Skeeter, I'll take a check, my friend. All right, Cater Gator just readied up, and she won the last round. She must have been celebrating. Here we go.
I got to do a reaction after this. I haven't done one yet.
Yeah, same.
Let's see the leaderboard here in my game group. Shell from Lake Havasaw, Arizona, in first place in my game group. Lady in Faith from Henderson, Nevada, in first place by a wide margin in Beer for a Year. And in our Super Squares box, Donnie Brasco right now with a very slim lead over Mary Lou, 40-32. And I don't know if we've covered officially what our prize is tonight for the Skybox. I'll have to get with Big Money and clarify that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, last night we gave away one of the John Madden.
Peter fell.
Is it another Madden, Frank? The highest predictor?
Peter fell off first.
So it's gonna be only one person, first top predictor, just like last night. Okay. Got it. Moose Man up there, top 10.
Look at Hoot Scoot.
Veggie on me.
Hoot Scoot takes it. Slow and steady wins the race.
The hoot and scoot and boogie.
Moose Man, second. Fake White Teeth, third. Can Meg get top 10? Nope.
She's still back there bouncing around, I see somewhere. But dude, look at the Bengal way in the back there. There's
I'm
people
still at the
top.
front. I think my marble's broken.
Dude, I mean, you are like way up there.
Look at
Now you're
Cheeseball
moving.
go.
You coming in, Big Money?
Yeah, I just got to tell you, this was really scary. It was haunting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Money
I
Frank.
don't got my mic on. I'll put it on.
That's all right. That's all right.
Um,
I'm talking to my chest.
you know, this is freaky.
What's freaky?
I went in the back. You know, we
Mhm.
have a couple of these left. We have a Dan Durdorf.
All right.
We have a Frank Gifford,
Okay.
and we got two John Madden left.
Okay.
I turned off the lights
And did the tube start talking?
to themselves.
No way.
Crazy.
I swear.
It's amazing.
The cleaners had left. They started talking to themselves.
They locked the door. Hootskoot just finished in first place in marbles.
Congrats, Hoot Scoot. Exclamation point play. One more. I took last place. I'm surprised Meg didn't rub it in.
Man.
I was covering for you.
Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. I'll be back in a little while.
Wait, Frank, did you hear my story about my game yesterday?
Your game yesterday?
Yeah, I had
I
about
always feel
four-
bad
I think
because I come in late and then you guys repeat yourself. I don't want to bore chat with you telling me stuff you've already talked about.
no, that they didn't hear this. Don't worry.
Okay.
I had 43 predictors in one of the games yesterday, and I think 16 points or 17 points in squares. But I didn't do my reactions, or I think I would have been first in the country, my friend.
Oh man.
I can't win, so I figured don't do them. I don't want to make it weird, but
You should do it, man. You should do it.
well, I do them for one each slot.
Yeah, go for it in one of the games, but not all the games.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you soon, my friend.
So this is another John Madden lithograph?
It is.
This is it. So this is our prize for tonight, folks.
Got my name written all over it. Hey, boss man, thanks for the prime sub.
I think last night I finished second or third, I think, in our Skybox. I won my game group. I think I had like 90 points or something.
Dude,
So
well
for those
done.
of you that are wondering exactly what this is, I'm going to open this up and show you. The Skybox that you joined tonight that was Bye Bye Ben is going to have one winner in the Skybox tonight. This is a prize just for those of you that got into that Skybox and got the code from us tonight. And not the top score in the box, but whoever has the highest predictors in the box is going to win this. And from what I understand, Frank said we gave one away last night, and this might be the last one, is the John Madden Hall of Fame autographed lithograph. Right
That
there.
is very cool.
Yeah, I don't want to bend it out anymore and wrinkle the sides or anything like that. You get the point. Him there, as a head coach and winning the Super Bowl trophy. John Madden with that yellow jacket on, going into the Hall of Fame. So whoever gets the highest predictors in our Bye Bye Ben Super Squares Skybox tonight will take this home. Highest predictors, yes.
Dude, Fake White Teeth having himself a day. Look at how beautiful this course is. It's Earth.
Earth.
Meg just died.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
Look at her down there. There was a little picture of her like as a little like alien skeleton or something, it looked like. Super Squares was in first, now second. I'm up there in first. I was in first for a second there. Oh, man. Punt by
Look
the
at Super
Browns.
Squares taking it.
Super Squares back up there. Fake White
Super Squares
Look at him
fell
back-
off.
Oh, Super Squares falls off. Fake White Teeth, Mr. Bo 55 or Boss, the Boss Man. Hootin' scootin' boogie.
Dude, there goes Bourbon Drinker. There goes Kimberly.
Oh, man.
It looks like it's between Boss Man and Fake White Teeth. Either of them could get launched off here. Fake White Teeth sneaks through and takes first place. Boss Man second. 80s Dave going for third. You'll take fourth.
Oh, that was close.
Ooh, Veggie got eighth. J Price 6. Pack Wyoming 7. Rest in peace to Meg.
Meg, you did finish in dead last then.
I didn't finish, so.
That's dead last. A lot of graphs, Veggie. A lot of graphs.
All right, and Moose Man to bring us home. Skeeter, of course, got second to last.
Oh, someone did finish behind Megan, I think, at the end there. You finished second to last, Meg.
Oh, well, that's good.
There you go. It's like Skeet in reverse.
Skeeter can't even take last place, though. I'm going to do a reaction.
Well, I'll do one too. Let's see. Oh, I have signature lacrosse.
Just want to let everyone know there will not be a post-game marbles game, as my health has declined a little more each quarter so far.
And I got to get up at 0 dark early to take all the kids to school tomorrow. Man, I'm not looking forward to that again. I was getting used to sleeping in.
Crank
I got 4 points there.
It's a good point, Skeeter. Good point.
I might as well knock out 2. I'm going to do another one.
I'm with you there, Polaris.
I got the ice shaker.
How about just a long touchdown run from Najee Harris here?
That'll give Tim the win. If Najee Harris gets it, I think Tim wins. If Fairmouth gets it, I think Terry wins. Active and healthy lifestyle. Didn't want to see.
We believe in America.
Because if you believe, you will.
You will.
All right. On the leaderboard, I'm up to 22nd place now.
I'm up to 23rd.
There goes Najee. Oh, nice stiff arm, Najee. Dude, that's going to be a replay that gets shown for years. Of that dude just getting.
Yeah, that was an amazing
Watch,
stuff.
watch this. Boom. Get out of my way. That's great. Oh, man, Najee Harris passed Franco Harris for most rookie rushing yards. Dude, they're gonna show it again and again and again. You're gonna see that one for years.
That was amazing.
Don't forget game group winners in your game group. Like last night, if you happen to be in my game group and I won, we get bumped out. I can't win. John can't win. Anyone you see that has a React Florida as their city, gets taken out. We play along with you, but we're not allowed to win those top prizes or game groups or anything like that. So whoever finished in second place in my group last night got bumped up and became the game group winner. But don't forget, every game group win, maximum of 3, you can get a booster point. Tonight will be the last night for that. And then Sunday we have those 3 games for the bigger game 5, and you can earn booster points in each one of those games for game group winners. And then we're going to go ahead overnight. So I shouldn't say tonight's the last night. Sunday, next Sunday, we're going to have a game at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You can play all those games, gain booster points for those. We're going to tabulate everything overnight, figure out, announce it on Monday night when we do the national championship college football game. That was just a weird play.
Yeah, it was.
It looked like the left end, the defensive end was like tying his shoe. And they threw and he stayed down, looked like tying his shoe, and they threw a flag. That was just really weird as I looked up and saw that. But yeah, so don't forget, again, if you do win a game group, you get a booster point for the bigger game 5. Because next Monday night, a week from tonight, we're going to be announcing the winner of that. Someone's going to get their mortgage paid this year. They won't have to pay their mortgage until 2023, up to $20,000. We'll pay their mortgage this year. And then we'll also be giving away to whoever that grand prize winner is, a brand new Polaris. You've seen the commercials here. You've seen it about the new Polaris Ranger electric vehicle, debuting, coming out in December of 2021 in those commercials. Well, we're going to give one of those away too. So someone's going to win both those prizes next Monday night for the bigger game 5, my friends.
You'll love to see it.
There's your boy Deontay Johnson cushioning your lead, John, for 3rd place.
That's right.
You've got it clinched pretty much right now, my friend.
And a great update from Ryan Jean. Has the 12-ounce mini ice shaker tumbler. Poured coffee in one today, left it in the vehicle outside in Minnesota. Came back an hour later. It was still hot.
Beautiful. Because it's cold up there, man. We were talking to Skeeter last night, and he was talking about how cold it was. Skeeter might as well be in Canada.
For real.
For reals. Let me look at the I had the stats of this game pulled up. Let me refresh and see. 121 for Ben, 58. Baker Mayfield lighting it up. 4 of 15 for 58 yards.
It's almost like they forgot they have Chubb on their team.
Yeah, he's only rushed 6 times. 6 times for 42 yards, 7-yard average. You think they may hand the ball to him a little bit more? I love Nick Chubb. I think he's a stud. I think he's one of the best running backs in the league.
He's had a heck of a season.
I remember on draft night, you're like, oh, man, my thing wasn't working. I couldn't get in. I got Chubb. I didn't want him in the game. And I'm like, dude, trust me, you're going to be happy with that, man. And then you were. Ooh. Najee Harris already over 100 yards, 16 rushes, 105 yards.
But they haven't been giving it to him down here. This is where we need it.
This is where Terry needs that Fairmouth, who has 4 catches for 20 yards.
What is Big Ben doing?
I'm going to fast forward. I must have slowed down after halftime because you already saw whatever Big Ben did there, and I just saw him overthrow it now. So I'm watching the replay now. They froze the replay, circling the defensive backs.
He had just a basic out. Missed him by like a mile.
Bison Thumper, that would be cool if there were 24 people that had React Florida as their city names and they all happen to be in your game group. But there aren't 24, and it's all just a crapshoot as well. I mean, we don't know until we look. I mean, no one plans it. Sometimes I join a game group in the morning. Today I joined at I don't know. I think was it before we went to dinner? Yeah, I think it was around 5 o'clock. maybe 450, 430, somewhere around there. I think I joined my game group. So yeah, we're all in different places everywhere. So we have no idea when anyone's joining any of those groups. And this is not going to help me because I had a 0. I need him to miss it. Nope.
I finally got a partial.
I've got a partial. And then after that kick, yeah, no.
I'm going to do a reaction.
I'll do one as well. And I've got the Polaris. Ooh, that'd be a good question.
Dude, I just saw greatest Lions coach of all time, Steve Mariucci, on the commercial.
He was a line great. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was a simple idea.
It was. He just wanted something that would keep his drinks cold and it would allow him to mix his favorite drinks. It'd be easy
I
to
want
clean.
this to be able to flex on camera.
Yep. Let me see.
Amazing, Brandloot.
17th.
That is so cool, dude.
My predictors are brutal so far, my friend.
Bum, 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 bum. I'll do my last one right here. I hope this is the Madden one.
I've got the Hall of Fame.
We love John Madden.
During the day, the people go through and they look at everything. And then at night, there's a time when they all leave. And all the fans and all the visitors leave the Hall of Fame. Then there's just the workers. And the workers start to leave. And then it gets down, there's just one person. That person turns out the light, locks the door. I believe that the busts talk to each other.
That's a great commercial.
Really, Bourbon Drinker? Baker Mayfield looks like that bully on Disney Channel shows, you know?
Speaking of quarterbacks looking like people and stuff, I saw a post today on Twitter, and I started laughing out loud. And the guys he put on there, "Am I the only one seeing this?" And there was a picture of Derek Carr, and then of Marv from Home Alone, like one of the bad guys, the burglars. It had the two of them side to side. Have you ever seen Home Alone?
Yeah, I saw that tweet too. I agree, but it's just unfortunate for Derek Carr, who's normally kind of a handsome guy, who's let his hair go out something crazy. looks like a wild man.
That was funny. Man, I was 23rd, and just doing those 4 reactions have climbed me up to 12th place right now in my game group, my friend.
I was in 23rd, and now I'm in 16th.
I still have 1 left. Dude, look at Chubb.
He ain't on the ball. You ever try smelling salts, Dave?
When I was a little kid playing football and got the daylights knocked out of me, laying on the sidelines, and they'd break those things and wake you up. Outside of that, no.
Apparently, they're kind of back in. I've never even seen them before that I know of.
You don't want to ever have to have smelling salts used on you.
Well, there's a lot of people in the NFL and stuff and hockey who use them right before the game.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's huge right now. Gardner Minshew uses them.
Yeah, I remember they'd be like in a little gauze, like tabletish kind of like thing-looking pill, kind of almost like the size of a pen cap. And they'd crush them, like break like the glass or whatever it was or something inside of it, and it saturates. Just basically kind of like ammonia, I think. And they just put it on your nose, and you kind of wake up. But it's not something I'd want to smell or do intentionally.
Brandlut asked if Gardner Minshew chews them. I think he does.
Maybe he was doing that before he started pounding his hand with the hammer. Dude, look at Watt again. Dude, look at him.
I love that he's talking trash to Baker.
Baker Mayfield. That's great.
Minshew tucks him in the lip pregame.
Instead of a skull bandit, he puts a smelling salts in. That's just terrible of Baker Mayfield to throw that. I mean, great play of Watt to know exactly where he's going to go and what he wants to do and sit back there, not rush and wait for it so he could jump up and knock that ball down and almost intercept it.
I can't believe this Steelers defense is shutting out the Browns. I'm telling you, they're going to blow up the whole Browns organization, and right after their probably best season ever last year.
Yeah. Yeah, what a disappointment they have been this year. And again, the blame firmly lands on Odell Beckham Sr.'s shoulders. Fair catch. Oh, he muffed it. Got it back. Brain Loot Gaming is saying, do we think that it will be the Love show next week versus Detroit? I think, John, you said that the Packers said that they're going to start their starters at least in that game.
That is what LaFleur said. He said that he doesn't feel comfortable resting the starters for 3 straight weeks before they play another game, because obviously they have the bye week as well.
Right.
So it sounds like at the very least they'll start. Rodgers was asked, I guess, either today or yesterday if he wants to play against the Lions. He said he does. So we'll see. But it does look like right now at least Rodgers will start.
And then maybe by halftime we see a Love connection.
We could. I mean, you gotta wonder, like, how much do they really care about winning the game? It's a division opponent. The Lions are going to be playing like it's their Super Bowl. Hopefully, Goff is finally back after a couple of weeks. They had a lead early on in the season when the Lions were even worse than they are now at halftime against the Packers. So we'll see on what kind of happens that game. I think if the Packers care about winning, they'll play Rodgers the whole time. If they don't, then you'll see Love come in at some point, I think.
And even if Detroit loses and Jacksonville wins, Jacksonville still has that first draft pick because of the tie that Detroit got, right?
No, they still have a chance to have the first pick, and that is if Jacksonville wins and the Lions lose, then they will get the first pick.
Okay.
Yep, because Jacksonville would have one more win.
That's right. Jacksonville will be 3-14 if they win. Okay, I'm looking at
Yep.
the team now.
Yep. So the only thing guaranteed right now is that the Jaguars and Lions will have the top 2 picks. So it's just not sure what order that will be yet.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, here's the thing, right? Though I'm totally with LaFleur, not wanting to rest your guys that long, but at the same time, in a meaningless game, like how much of the starters going to be trying their hardest,
Right?
And if they're not trying their hardest, that's when people get hurt. So it's like it's just a horse apiece, a toss up, in my opinion, on whether or not coaches should rest players.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that if you're already clinched, what's the purpose of getting a guy out there? I mean, he's played all season long. There's no positive that can come of it. If it's, I want my guys not to have 2 weeks off and I want them to play a little bit. I mean, get them some scrimmage time in, man. Nothing positive can happen by them going out there and playing. And I remember, I don't know, it's probably 5, I don't know, maybe it was 6 years ago, 7 years ago or something like that. The Bulls playing, and I think it might have been the first round of the playoffs or something, and Derrick Rose was in, and they were up by like 25 points with 2 minutes to play or something stupid like that. And Derrick Rose was still in the game and came down wrong, I think. I don't know if it was his ankle or something, I'm trying to remember, and wrecked it. And it was never the same again. I mean, there was no reason that he should have been in the game. No reason at all. So I'm a big proponent of that's what you play the season for. And if or if you're that far ahead, you've earned the right to sit your guys. Let them sit. That's what I would do. I'd let them sit out and get the backup some experience in the second team.
Yeah, their practices leading up to their first playoff game in Green Bay are going to mean a lot more than this meaningless game against Detroit.
Yeah. Oh,
that was Clowney.
He's down at the 1, I think, because he.
Now, here's the thing. The Lions have, I don't actually believe in any of this kind of stuff. Obviously, I think Super Squares fam knows this about me. I don't believe in any of that superstition crap. But the Lions have hurt Rodgers like a lot. They have injured Rodgers. I want to say that they've injured him more than any other team in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah, it always seems to be against the Lions, where he goes down in the first, second quarter, and Lions end up winning that game. It's back when they had Stafford, and they were actually kind of winning games. But it's almost always in Detroit on the turf. So I personally wouldn't play him if I was the Packers.
Yeah,
and as a Lions fan, Dave, I got to look for anything to cheer for. And it's the most embarrassing thing ever when I'm sitting here with you watching games or just in general as a Lions fan. They're like, Lions haven't won against this team in 300 days, So it'd be cool if the Lions could win this game against Green Bay, and all of a sudden going into next year, we've got a winning streak against the Vikings and the Packers, my friend.
I haven't really paid too much attention. And is there going to be a big difference between the first overall pick and the second overall pick next year in the draft, like there was last year? It was like everyone knew who Jacksonville was going to take. There was years like that when everyone knew Andrew Luck is coming out and everyone knows who it is. Is there that guy this year?
No. Nope. Yeah. Right now it's between, people are saying it's between Hutchinson and Thibodeau, 2 defensive ends from Michigan and Oregon, respectively. And then third is probably the safety, or top 5 is probably going to be the safety, Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame, who's very good. So no, there's not that clear QB. Of course, a lot happens from now until draft day.
Right.
Right now, there's people saying there won't be a QB taken in the top 10. I doubt that. I bet someone will.
Yeah, I do know it's not a very QB intensive draft like years have passed, like last year was. So
Yeah, and the Lions and the Jaguars could both use an edge rusher, so it doesn't. I don't think they're going to be trading that pick. Sue was the one who had the dirty plays, Pac Wyoming. Certainly stepped on Rodgers and a couple other things, but no, he never actually hurt Rodgers, I don't believe, for more than a couple plays. And again, when he got hurt against the Lions and during Lions games, it wasn't dirty. It was just kind of a fluke. And the reason, of course, that I remember it is because we won those games.
And John, you do remember pretty much all those because there's not a lot to remember.
Yeah, and I like to use I like to, if I have a hard time counting, I like to put my hands up in the air and use my fingers. And so it helps that I can do that when counting Lions wins, my friend.
There you go. So you put your hands up in the air and then you wave them like you just don't care.
That's exactly right.
Look at Baker Mayfield slinging the pill all of a sudden to Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Dude, get him down to the 5 and let Chubb run it in.
Donovan for the people, Jones.
Yes, the Bama defensive end is going to school one more year, and he's a stud too. So if I'm dude, here's what I want for the Lions, Dave. I want them to draft one of those two, and I'd prefer Hutchinson, but I'll take Thibodeau or whatever. And then I want them to use the Rams pick, whatever that's going to be, probably pick 32. I want them to trade up and either get Kyle Pitts, the QB from Pittsburgh, or trade up a lot and get Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame.
Cool.
I'd like to see that.
There was your Nick Chubb run. He didn't get in. So you're saying after a game like, your defense might need a little bit help if they give up 51 points in a day?
Yeah. Even if half your starters are out, you can't give up 51 points in an NFL game. It's not very good.
I'm not good at math, but I know that's not good.
Not great for Seattle to give up 29 either, though, in that game, if you saw how that game started out.
Yeah, I didn't. I just saw, like I said, I didn't even know until I was looking at the box score and I saw, man, New England put up 50 on Jacksonville. Man, Jacksonville sucks and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I scroll down and I go, 51? And it happens to be Detroit. That's when I saw it, when I got in last night and looked at the box scores.
Well, you got to think, right? If you're Big Ben tonight, you want to go into Pittsburgh, your last home game, and you want to tear it up. Nice catch, a little push off there, but
that's good.
Nice catch from Njoku. You want to show out for your last home, performance in front of this crowd that you've played in front of for so long. Russell Wilson, same thing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Lions didn't have a chance getting off the bus, man. Russell Wilson, his last game in Seattle as a Seahawks quarterback. He went ham.
Yep. I mean, 4 touchdowns. So you only had, I think, like 260, somewhere around there. But still 4 touchdowns. He's no Baker Mayfield.
That's right. He's no Tim Boyle.
He's no, what's the guy we watched last night? Minion.
Mannion?
Mannion. He's no Mannion.
So the part of the game I tuned into, literally 30 seconds. You roast the Lions. Berkey's there, and Skeeter's they're both there. And then I believe it was the play where the Vikings held the Packers to a field goal. So they went up 6-0 over the Vikings. And then Berkey said, "Do you believe in miracles? Tonight, it feels like something setting up for a miracle for Minnesota. I'm telling you." And then I left. Not for that reason. I just left because I went to go to bed. And I woke up and saw the score, and I was like, "Oh boy, that is not a miracle." Yes, Padre, I am.
There was no miracle.
No, there was not.
It was bad. It was bad all around. Loot Gaming. That has been talk. Is that Russell Wilson will wind up in Green Bay if Rodgers leaves. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of moving pieces, I think, around the league.
Yeah. As I get older, I start to look forward to the offseason more, just because of all the crazy things that happen that I didn't really realize as I was a younger guy. I'm excited to see the quarterback carousel. Because, I mean, people are saying that Baker Mayfield's going to be out of Cleveland. People are saying, for a while, they were saying Big Ben might go somewhere else, but he's probably done. Aaron Rodgers could go somewhere. Russell Wilson could. They also, all three could stay.
Yeah, they could. Like I said, that article I read said the number one destination is Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers. So we'll see. I'll tell you what, though, as I get older, what I look forward to more is my kid playing tournament baseball on the weekends and my daughter's playing volleyball. That's what I look forward to. You'll get there, dude. You're a few years away. You're a few years away, but you'll get there.
Bourbon Drinker is admitting defeat and congratulating you on a great season.
Thank you, Bourbon Drinker. Like I said, I was a few weeks ago that you were the one team that I feared going into the playoffs. That's why I wanted to knock you out so I wouldn't have to play you. I thought that you had the best team from top to bottom. I did have a monster week. Even my bench, I had 100 points on my bench. That's just crazy. But yeah, good game. And thank you, Skeeter, for inviting me and John to be part of that little deal you set up and everything and stuff there. And yeah, it was fun.
I mean, the fact that you got 32 from Penny, is insane.
Yeah. Well, I had picked him up like he had a decent game in it because Seattle really had no lead back, and then I picked him up and he laid an egg when I started him, and I'm like, that was a 1 week one, and I dumped him, and I think someone else picked him up and then dumped him, and then I got him back, just in time, for that. But like almost every player on my team overperformed except for, like I said, jokingly, Cooper Kupp. He was 5 short, but then Ronald Jones, the second, got hurt. But my bench was just crazy as well. I mean, like I really couldn't have gone wrong this week. It was just I was just lucky to have everything kind of line up there. And 131 points from Bourbon Drinker is no slouch week either. I mean, that's a good week. That's probably going to beat you. I mean, even so.
Now hold on.
Yeah, you're at 99.
Yeah, a lot of ball game left.
I
still have Deontay. I still have Deontay and Chubb.
Well, there you go.
By the way, I was saying a lot of ball game left until the fourth quarter of that Michigan game, if you can imagine that.
I'm sure you probably did. I went to a buddy's house. We decided to go kind of keep it low key. We got back in town from Savannah on New Year's Eve, and then a friend of ours said, hey, why don't you just come over? We'll just kind of keep the families in low key and all that stuff. And we ended up going over there, and I walked in, and he had the Lightning game on. He's a big hockey fan. He had the Lightning game on. I said, is the Michigan game on? Is Michigan and Georgia on? He goes, oh, yeah, I think they are. And flipped it on, and it was like, I don't know if it was like 21-3 or something, whatever it was. It wasn't good. Or 14-3 or maybe, and then maybe Georgia scored something, whatever. And I was just like, oh, man. And that's about all I looked at it. We just never really looked back. And I did think about you. I was like, oh, man, poor Jonathan, because I saw your post that day with your big prediction of was it 34-17 or 37?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, man, I'm not going to rub it in. I'm not going to text Jonathan nothing. I'm like, I'm just let it be. And I did. And we had a good time with our friends. And
did you make it till midnight?
Yeah, I actually made it till like 2 something.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah. Our kids have always wanted to have a sleepover. Whenever we kind of go over there sometimes and visit them, whatever, we're always like, no. But this time I told them, I go, hey, the kids have been wanting to sleep over for 2 years. It's New Year's Eve. We're all probably going to be, drinking. There's no sense of anyone to drive. Plus, even if we're 100% sober, there's so many idiots on the road. I don't want to be driving on the road. And there was a dense fog advisory in the area that night, and you couldn't see a quarter mile, or you couldn't see an eighth of a mile. So everything lined up, and we just crashed there. A whole family crashed there. So we were up till, I think it was probably 2:15. 2 o'clock maybe. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is going to keep my perfect square.
12 seconds. Unless they run it back.
Have a good night, Bourbon Drinker. Much love, buddy.
Take care, Bourbon. Again, hey, good game, buddy. Nope. So much for the run back. And they couldn't let the clock just keep ticking an extra 2 seconds.
Nah, they know that I'm sick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this game was moving along until that third quarter seemed to take forever. You know what's good that I used kind of when I was like what you had and all that stuff a few weeks ago was my wife had it. It was in some kind of little packet, and it was like a powder. You opened it up and mix it in with like hot water. It was like some kind of lemony something or other, nighttime something.
No.
I'm not sure. Let me ask her what it was, dude. 'Cause I'm telling you, it'll help you. You'll sleep because right now you're probably going to bed and half through the night you're like and or coughing or whatever and rolling and not getting a good night's sleep. This stuff is really good. Let me find out what it was.
Oh, Baker got nailed again.
All right, I'll find out here in a second. And Bison Thumper, what's this? It says a question for big money. I noticed for the first time that we had 100 winners yesterday. So at least 2,500 people were playing. Do you have a total for how many people played in the Green Bay and Minnesota game that had been last night? I don't know. I'll see if we
That's
can.
great news that had that many players.
Yeah, I'll see if we can find that out.
Brain loot.
Brain
loot. I would have a nice glass of bourbon with a little honey in it to coat the throat, but I'm doing dry January, my friend. 2 billion last night.
2 billion players.
2 billion. I think that's about a year and a half short.
Give or take 35.
I'm hoping for a couple mil here in a couple weeks. 1 billion, I was assuming 2023.
Okay, John, here's the answer to the question.
Give or take 35.
As I said, give or take 35.
Oh my gosh.
My wife says it was like Theraflu. Is what it's called.
Oh, sure.
Theraflu, and you can get it like regular brand name, or you can get like generic, like a Walgreens or a CVS or whatever or something. But like Theraflu and the nighttime one, and you rip open a packet, it's like lemon flavored or something. You put it in, it's nice hot water, and have it maybe like a half hour before you go to bed, and it just takes care of all that like flu and cold stuff and helps you sleep through the night. My friend.
Oh, that perfect square was great.
Bengal says you can get it at Walgreens as well. Yeah, so like I said, a generic.
Dude, Bengal takes care of me, man. She was in the chat yesterday, making sure I didn't drink the entire bottle of Pedialyte in one sitting.
Is that a bad thing?
Apparently.
I don't know why. What happens if you drink a whole bottle of Pedialyte?
It's not good. If you get this big bottle like I had that has 3 servings in it, you can do some damage to your brain.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it say that on the label?
It does say don't go over.
I always thought that Pedialyte was just kind of like a Gatorade kind of thing that just helped. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can actually get super sick from drinking too much Gatorade.
Yeah, I've never had too much Gatorade. I usually just do like one of those, like a small bottle or one glass. I'll never go over. But I've never heard that like about Pedialyte. Interesting. I've dropped down the leaderboard to 15th. I think I'm going to do that last reaction that I have. Big oof. From Eden Prairie, Minnesota, in the lead in my game group, 23 predictors, 51 points. Beer for a Year, Valak 83 from Midland, Texas, 31 predictors and 71 points right now.
Midland,
Texas, yep.
So Dave, did you see my tweet today about the Cowboys, my friend?
No.
So the day after Christmas, which I do believe that you and I watched the Cowboys game live on TV, and they blew out the Giants, if memory serves. Nope, the Washington football team, if memory serves me right. Blowout, right? That game was horrible.
Yeah. 4 touchdown passes in the first half for Dak Prescott, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. False alarm, thought I was going to sneeze. That night, I tweeted in a bold fashion because everybody for the next week was like, Dallas is the best team in the NFL. Dallas is going to make the Super Bowl. And I just am not impressed. They beat a bad Washington team with a backup QB. So I wrote the day after that, going to be fun to watch Dallas lose to Arizona in the first round of the playoffs.
That might happen.
Last night or yesterday afternoon, Arizona smacks Dallas. So Dallas made a little bit of a comeback in the fourth quarter, but Arizona dominated that game. If you watched it, they were up a bunch. Kyler Murray had his way. And there is a 70% chance, 80% chance that Arizona will play at Dallas in the first round of the playoffs. My friend.
Well, what's interesting is when you say that, I had Dak Prescott against bourbon drinker Kyler Murray. And when I looked early and even midway through the game and then into the third quarter, I mean, Kyler Murray and Dak Prescott, neither one of them was doing well in the first half. And then Murray kind of pulled ahead. But when I looked at like final points for him, Dak Prescott had 23 points, 23.04, and Kyler Murray 22.92.
Yeah, that's probably just for some garbage stuff at the end. Kyler ran the ball a lot.
He had 44 rushing yards, and Dak Prescott had 20 rushing yards.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, Kyler played an awesome game. And he's never lost in AT&T Stadium in Dallas. So he played there in high school. I think he was like 6-0 in high school, 1-0 in college, and now he's 2-0 in his career in the NFL. He just doesn't lose there, my friend. Also, Baker about to pass Big Ben in passing yards.
Well, he just fired one to Donovan for the people, and it got broken up. So it's really close. Right now, it still says Big Ben at 109. I don't know how many times Baker Mayfield has been sacked. The official box score has Mayfield at 128 and Big Ben at 123. But again, I don't know what the totals are with the sacks. What did he like? Hit his foot into the ground and hurt it?
That was weird. Brandley says, how badly do you think Rodgers would want to match up against McCarthy? I told you I could outcoach you, Mike. Packers win. I do think that the one team that the Cowboys match up well against is Green Bay, actually. If Zeke Elliott's going to do anything, but he's been horrible this year.
Yeah, he hasn't been great.
He hasn't been the same since he got paid.
Yeah.
Ryan Jean says, let's end in a tie tonight for passing yards. How about I'm in 11th in my game group and I had a perfect square? That's how bad my predictors are right now.
Yeah, my predictors aren't so good either. And I'm looking at our Super Squares TV Bye Ben box with 288 people in it, which is awesome. That's for the highest predictors for the John Madden lithograph. And it looks like Built 1000 has 30 predictors right now. And that's the highest in the box by far, but we've got a quarter. I mean, we have a lot of football left to play.
Would you say there's a whole lot of ball game left?
I'd say there's some football left to play. I'm not going to say a whole lot of ball game, but enough to make a drastic change to those predictors. One person has 24. And again, it's going to be the highest predictors, not the highest game score, because Mary Lou right now is leading in highest game score, but only has 17 predictors.
My friend.
My friend. So so we go out to dinner tonight, and because the kids go back to school tomorrow. My kids were out of school. Public school goes back tomorrow, because today was, I guess, the floating holiday for the January 1st. So we went over to Outback, and we sit down in a booth, and they bring our bread over right away. Our waitress is great. Hey, can I get you anything? We order bloomin' onion. Order some drinks. Kids get Cokes. I get a water. Dude, look at Najee go. Look at him just carrying people on his back, man. And in walks this couple, and they sit them down right in the booth next to us. And I know right now people are kind of like hypersensitive because of the whole COVID thing. And there's nothing down here that says you have to wear a mask or anything like that, whatever. But if you go out and you're like hacking up a lung, I mean, where it's like sounds so bad, it's like, is that person okay? Why would you even go out into a restaurant?
Right.
And they sat like right behind us. And then also my kids are like, oh, like when they're like, it's like smelled so bad. So they must have both been like really heavy smokers. And to where like, I mean, just everything like stunk. And then I'm like, I can smell it. And the dude just continues and just hacking, like super, like, man. And so I was just wondering, I'm like, why would someone like, go out when they're like hacking like that bad into a public restaurant? And they didn't have like masks on when they came in or anything like that or whatever. I was kind of dumbfounded. My wife was really ticked off. And she was very, went up and asked, and our waitress was great. And we actually got up and moved and went to another table. So thank you to the folks at Outback that were awesome and just kind of moving us over. So, we were able to eat in peace, I guess you could say. But
I mean, that's gross pre-COVID, dude.
that's what I'm saying. And I told my wife, I go, it's not even like COVID's like, even without COVID, if you're like hacking that bad to where it's not, and it's not just kind of like a like a throat. It was just like where you could just everything. And yeah, no worries. I'm just sitting down and ordering away and eating their food.
I'm not going to make the same joke that Brain Loot just made in the chat.
What was the joke?
But I bet you that didn't happen at my favorite restaurant in Clearwater tonight.
It probably did not. It probably didn't. And also, like I told you, man, I had those like grit cakes when I went to Island Way Grill last time. Because we sat down because it was Christmas Eve and we came from 4:00 mass and we got in there and the guy goes, well, anything before 5:30, you can get like off the early bird special thing, whatever. Well, we went out early tonight. And so we got there and I made a comment. I go, I guess it's not like Island Way Grill. There's no early like big thing of specials that you can get. Oh, man, that was almost a great catch. Does it seem to you like Chase Claypool doesn't just get open and make like routine catches or good cuts? Like every pass to him is like kind of like a jump ball.
Yeah. 100%. He's made some great catches, but yeah, when's he ever going to just get open?
I mean, like last night watching, and you didn't see Devontae Adams on the touchdown he scored, kind of went down and he faked, and it almost looked like he was faking the dude out to knowing that he's not running a route. That like the ball's not going to go to me kind of thing. And then just hit another gear and just zipped right open, wide open in the middle and right at the goal line and caught the ball. It's great route runners like that get themselves wide open. And Claypool, like I said, just seems more like, hey, I'm just going to out-muscle you. I'm going to out-jump you a lot of times. Speaking of, I was just talking about Devontae Adams and Brain Loot's throwing out some stats here. That Devontae Adams this year broke some records. Most receptions by a Packer wide receiver in team history. Most touchdowns between a QB and wide receiver in Green Bay history. Him and Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
He's a stud, man. Third and 8. Fourth and 8. And you know what? Is as bad as Cleveland has been, dude, they're a touchdown and a kick away from winning the game.
Well, after this field goal, there'll be a touchdown and a 2-point conversion from tying the game, my friend.
We will see.
No. Yes. No. There'll be 2 scores out. I'm bad at math. They'd only be able to get to 15. So this here makes it a 2-score game, my friend.
If he hits it.
Look at the great Boswell.
That's a 50-yard attempt, and that's good, my friend.
This game is out of reach and certainly not going to hit the over.
Yeah, it's not going to hit the over.
You're talking about playoffs.
Playoffs? I've got one more reaction, John. I'm going to move myself up the leaderboard here, and it's Duke Cannon.
I've somehow moved down.
If you're a guy who runs hot, Duke Cannon Dry Ice gives you an icy cooling effect that lasts all day without having to do anything crazy. Duke Cannon Dry Ice Cooling Antiperspirant. Crank the cold.
All right, I'm rated at 3 stars. My question, what is the name of Duke Cannon's cooling antiperspirant? Dry cold, ice dry, dry ice, or ice cold? I know ice cold is the guy that does those commercials. This is a cold call. So it's not ice cold.
This is I haven't seen that one in a while.
4 points. Me either. I like the one with like vanilla ice in it.
Yeah.
Those are good commercials. All right, let's see what it did now. It moved me up to, man, Big Money Frank's even kicking my butt. He's got 47 points. I'm at 42.
I'm one down on Terry.
1 point?
1 point down right now.
So it's the Najee Fairmouth head-to-head battle in the fourth quarter to see who wins.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. How much Monopoly are we talking?
It's for third place in fantasy. I don't know what the difference is or what it becomes. I don't know. Well, 1 point. And Terry probably made the right call. I mean, Chase Claypool only has 3 catches for 17 yards right now, my friend. This is a cold call.
This is a cold call. I'm just going down. My predictors are horrible. I needed more points, more yards. Look at all the Steelers fans going crazy for Big Ben.
He's a large man.
They're cheering like they're not going to put him back in the game.
No, there's no way they're going to keep him out of the game.
Yeah, no shot.
Especially when it's, I mean, if it was like 40-5 or something, maybe. I mean, but not a game this close. Twenty and a half sacks. Oh, Nick Chubb going nowhere.
Steeler fans cheering tonight like they really think Jacksonville has a shot against the Colts, man.
You never know. Again, Jacksonville stymied the Buffalo Bills. Oh,
Wow.
man.
Is Meg still there?
Yeah. Dude, Baker Mayfield doesn't even know what just hit him.
That was a huge hit. All right, you have to choose one QB to have a beer with in his prime, Big Ben or Favre. Who will be more fun and put more beers down? Those are two totally different questions.
Exactly, because I was going to say I would want to have the beer with Brett Favre, and
Yeah.
I think that Big Ben would put down more beers, though.
Yeah, I think Favre will be more fun, and Big Ben will put more down. And you say in his prime because Big Ben apparently doesn't drink anymore.
Really?
Yeah, he came out like a year or two ago and said that he found God and started going to church and doesn't drink anymore and wants to be a better man after his whole, he had a couple of scandals.
One too many visits to the hot tub?
Yep.
Oh, good for him.
But I'm gonna amend that question, Bray Luke, because I love the question, but I'm gonna ask which NFL player in any point in history, so it doesn't any dead or alive, would you want to sit down and have a beer with?
I think I'm done.
See, my answer, like my go-to is Barry Sanders, but I met him and he was cool, but it's not my answer anymore after meeting him. Who's yours?
My initial right off the bat, that coach.
Well, he's more likely to have a glass of wine with you.
Probably. Coach Dicka.
Coach.
I'm just thinking there's someone outside of that. Any player.
A couple of Gronks in the chat. Joe Namath.
See, because there's kind of like two sides of it. It's like, who's the dude I want to just like pound beers and get blottoed with and rowdy would have a good time. And then there's like, who's the person I want to sit with and enjoy a beer and just take in like everything in the conversation and and all of that. And there's kind of, I think and it's two completely different animals.
Yeah.
Man.
We got a John Randall, a Deion Sanders, a Max McGee.
Dick Butkus or Nitsky, my friend.
Yeah.
That's what the Loot Gaming says. Antibiotics Brown. Antonio. I think I'd probably like Ditka just because of everything. I mean, it's the player, coach of this. I mean, like just his.
Spielman's up there for me with Detroit.
If I was just partying, then whatever, I'd probably like Jim McMahon. I mean, Jim McMahon got to his first training camp, dude, and I guess pulled in the whatever and pulled a case of beer out of a suitcase.
No
of beer.
way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
30-second break for the sick guy, my friend.
That's okay, my friend. Punting out of the back of the end zone. Not good when you're down by 2 scores, my friends. And he gets it away. And Big Ben will be back. Nice return. And they're already in field goal range. Now, here's the big question. Again, I think Big Ben comes in because they're never going to take him out of the game, but do you leave Najee Harris in the game at this point? Tim's going to hate to see it if they take him out. Well, is he in? Okay, he's in the game. And you're most likely going to hand the ball to him to take time off the clock. And there goes Najee. Second down. He's going to pick up maybe 3. That's an interesting stat. Najee Harris played 85% of the team snaps, the only running back over 70% in the league, and he's at 85. That's crazy. That's the definition of a workhorse, my friends. Now, here they'll be like, oh, they think we're going to hand it to Najee and keep running the ball, and he swings one out to Fairmouth, who streaks down the sidelines for a touchdown, and Terry celebrates.
Who's celebrating?
Tim's starting to celebrate because he just got 1 point, and he just took the lead over Terry. So he's got a 1-point lead right now, but Pat Fairmouth needs to catch a pass.
Man, we all thought he was done after that wild card game last year. What a different result this game turned out to be, huh?
Yep. Third down and 3. Oh, and again, another Chase Claypool diving back, spinning catch in midair, trying to come down with the ball, and doesn't. So a long field goal attempt coming up here.
That would have been a great catch.
It's going to be like 47? Where are they? $48-yarder. Squeaks it in.
And
Uh-oh. Oh, and they're saying it's on Pittsburgh. It's going to be huge if it's a holding penalty. Illegal formation. False start. Oh, after the play.
what's he saying?
He said there was the field goal's good. There were offsetting personal fouls on the play afterwards. Well, if it makes Terry feel any better, not that it's going to feel better because it looks like he might lose, is that it didn't matter if he chose Pat Fairmouth or Chase Claypool. Either one of them, either falling a little bit short, unless something changes here. But I don't see a need for Pittsburgh to really throw the ball again, my friend.
Which could mean that Big Ben has thrown his last pass at Heinz Field.
It could be, my friend. But here's the thing. They want his last pass ever at Heinz Field to be an incomplete pass to Chase Claypool on a sideline.
No, they want it to be an 80-yard touchdown bomb to Fairmouth.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they're like, listen, Pat, you're the biggest dude out here. Just give us a good quick slant. Get Ben one completion to finish things off, and he catches it and just busts loose for 50 or 60. You never know, my friend. All right, 5:42 to go here in the game. Again, fam, in the skybox, it's the highest predictors for the John Madden autograph lithograph. So we will know who that is most likely after the game. We always wait for everything to come in officially on the stats and all that stuff, everything, but we should have a pretty good idea, depending on how much of a cushion someone has. But you'll get notified of that tomorrow morning by Luigi. If you get a letter from Luigi in your email. And if I were you this week, if you haven't done it yet, I would recruit as many people as you possibly can and your friends to play Super Squares. It's very easy when you go into the app, because a lot of people probably don't know this. They're like, well, I tried to tell somebody and then they couldn't remember how to get it or whatever. If you go into the app and you go into the lobby, and on the left-hand side, it says menu, and the E of menu is a little hamburger. It brings up kind of like the back office, and there's how to play on there, prize details, winners lists, all that stuff. On the top right-hand side, it says invite friends. You can hit invite friends and then select, do you want to do it through email? Do you want to do it through a text message? Do you want to do it on social media, whatever it is? And you can send an invitation, select who you want to, and it will send a whole pre-scripted message that says, hey, why don't you play Super Squares? And this is what it is. And make sure you use my screen name as your buddy, blah, 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 blah. So recruit as many people as you can, because the more people playing next weekend, the more chance you have to win. And if you happen to just get someone that starts playing this week, they happen to have some great predictors, come this weekend and get one really good game on Sunday, they could win their mortgage paid for a year in a brand new Polaris. And if they do, and you are their buddy, guess what you win as well?
The same thing?
The same exact prize. So recruit as many people as you can this week, if I were you, my friends.
I was taught growing up that if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And then Super Squares changed my mind about that.
See? Exactly.
So what he's saying there, everyone, is to make sure you put beard down.
Or if you just want to tell your friends, hey, there's this Dave guy that gave me this great advice to do this. And why don't you put Dave down as a buddy? You can do that too. Yeah, it's a good suggestion, John.
Brain Loot right there says, I do believe I got that message from Mr. Beard of Blevins earlier this past summer, preseason. That's right, my man.
4th and 19. 4th and 19. So when they miss this and Pittsburgh takes over the ball down there, did they go, hey, Ben, we want you to go out on a touchdown pass. We want you to go out on a touchdown pass and go out in a blaze of glory for your last game here. Or do they go, we're going to hand the ball off 3 times into the line? No, this is the last game at Heinz Field, though, Tim. Yeah, but they'll never play at Heinz Field. He won't play there again, even if they make the playoffs.
What's he saying?
He's just trying to say, no. He'll play again. Oh, they got the playoffs. He can throw more touchdown passes. Oh, don't give him a chance to do. But it doesn't matter. He could play 4 more games. He could go all the way into the Super Bowl. Play next week, play 3 playoff games, and then play the Super Bowl.
He could.
I think there might be a flag on that play. No. Oh, and there's a flag, a really late flag. That's going to be pass interference on somebody. Oh, man. Pass interference on Pittsburgh. Tim, that's huge for you, bro. See, you know what, though? That ball was completely and totally uncatchable. That dude, ran up and ran into him on purpose. That's what Burke was saying when we talked last week about that just needs to change. Guys run downfield that can just kind of make contact with the dude for whatever and get a reward for it. Because that ball, I think, was completely uncatchable, and that dude ran into him on purpose.
Yep.
Oh. Drop.
What is this I'm hearing about Watt Watt has the chance tonight to break the Michael Strahan single season sack record.
Yeah. I believe so.
How many more does he need?
He's got 20 and a half right now. I think, my friend.
22 and a half.
He's got 21 and a half right now.
The unofficial is 23, set by Al Baker in 78.
Al Bubba Baker.
Strahan resides at the top of the NFL single season sacks record with 22 and a half in 2001. Twice since then, players have reached 22.
The great Mark Gastineau.
So Watt needs a couple more, and unfortunately, all these records are going to get broken because of the extra week they're adding.
Yeah, exactly.
That really is bothering me a little bit.
That extra game and the records and all that?
Yeah, like it's just going to make every single record that I've known and cared about and like researched and studied for the last 30 years of life just irrelevant.
Yep.
Like I'm a Lions fan. You know how many of those records I have memorized? All of the ones the Lions have. It's not many, but I have to be able to have something to argue with people about.
You've got the record the Lions have memorized and a first down.
That's right. Do you have a guess as to how many players in the history of the NFL have thrown for 5,000 yards in a single season?
How many players in the history of the National Football League have thrown for 5,000 yards in a season?
Yeah.
Peyton Manning. Didn't he throw for 5,000 one year?
Peyton Manning did it. Yeah, his first year, I believe, with the Broncos.
Peyton Manning. I'm going to say 3 guys. All right.
Big Money Frank says 3.
I said 3 too.
You said 3. It's more than 3. But it's not much more than 3.
I was going to say, if it's more than 3, it's not more than 5.
So Dan Marino did it first in 84. Drew Brees did it second and then third in 2008 and 2011. 2011 was the only year ever that 3 players did it. And the other 2 besides Drew Brees were Tom Brady with the Patriots and Matthew Stafford, my friend, for the Lions. Wow. Drew Brees then did it a 3rd time. So he's the only one to do it, not 3, not 4, but 5 times Drew Brees has done that. Big Ben did it once. Really? Mahomes did it once in 2018. And then Jameis Winston did it in 2019.
Along with 30 interceptions.
Yes. He had 30 that year.
Wow.
So 8 players ever have done that.
Sweet.
And Stafford's one of them. And that was one of my big go-tos for a while there. But now everyone's going to start doing that. You get an entire extra game,
Yep. But I mean, you can still say, what team has had the largest comeback in the 4th quarter in NFL history, scoring 34 points?
Darn right, dude. Darn right.
You have that. I mean, no one can take
But now,
no matter how many games you play, dude, what are the chances of that happening?
Well, adding a game, I know Frank's the math guy. Adding a game is certainly going to up the odds even just a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, there's a Home Depot commercial on. I got a new lawnmower there today, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, it was my Christmas present to myself. I'd been needing one for a long time. And I had an old Toro. Well, not old Toro. I mean, my Toro, I think is like, 12, 13, 14 years old or something like that. It's been a great machine, but it's like at its life's end now. And so I was reading a lot of reviews, and Honda is in a lot of the ones that are like really high ranked. And a lot of the new Toros I read had, a lot of comments from people like, man, I've had a Toro for same guy. It goes 14 years and I've loved mine. And I'm like, that's me. And he said, the new one I got doesn't compare to the one that I've had that's 14 years old and this and that. And then I was looking at the CCs and the engines, and the Toros are, were around in the price range that I wanted, like 150, 160 and everything. So I zip over to Home Depot today, And the Honda, that was like the most expensive one, but the one that I wanted, was like $175 off. Don't know why. No clue.
Nice.
And I'm like, is there something wrong? So I'm like Googling it and I'm looking and I'm looking, and everywhere else has that one at full price at $700. And Home Depot had it in store on sale, $524. I don't know how. And I'm like, is this a mistake? And the guy's like, he looked at it and he came over and put me on the rack, dude. I loaded it up in the car, got it in the garage. I got to unbox it and put it all together. But I was very happy. 200
That is very cool.
200cc engine as well, my friend.
Congrats, dude. I hope you don't ever have to call Pete the Pollock.
No, I hope not as well. Nah.
Frank has an idea to record. The record book should apply a game inflation factor. I hope so.
That's kind of like the fair market adjustment that the Chevy dealership was putting on the Tahoe for me. The fair market adjustment. Come on, stop him so Big Ben can get back in. Oh, Donovan for the people. They're going to score a touchdown here, bro.
I think Cleveland just got passing yards. They did.
Really?
Yep. You know, a giant 122.
Dude, next Sunday night's game is already in the lobby to play.
Amazing.
Las Vegas and the Chargers already in there to play. Did you know that, Frank?
Yes,
Did I just hear a mic turn on?
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Money Frank.
Yes, sir.
Big money, big money.
What's up, my man?
Nice defense.
How you feeling there, my friend?
Dude, progressively worse as the game has gone on, but
Really?
I can't complain, man.
Gotta get some sleep.
I'm hanging out with the people from React and watching football and playing Super Squares. Got it perfect.
I saw that. I heard it.
That's the best sound in the world.
It's almost over. Put a fork in it. Big Ben goes down swinging.
I want him to get back out there. It'll be a much better ending to this game, even if he just takes a knee, than if Cleveland scores here and then gets an onside kick back.
Did you read any about the background with why Ben doesn't like the Browns?
No.
Yeah, he's from Ohio, and he was supposed to be picked by them in the draft, and they skipped over him, and it really bothered him a lot, and he's never liked the Browns because of that.
Interesting.
I forgot who they picked instead of him. Oh, they went for a tight end instead of picking him. And so he never forgave him for that.
What was the name of the tight end?
Oh, who was it? Who was it that?
Here we go. 2004 NFL Draft. All the first-round picks from Ben Roethlisberger and Eli Manning's incredible class.
Larry Fitzgerald?
Was it really Winslow?
Eli Manning was first overall. Robert Gallery, second to the Raiders.
They picked Kellen Winslow.
Larry
Oh my gosh, it was Winslow.
Kellen Winslow.
How'd that work out for him?
Yeah.
And the Pittsburgh ended up getting him. And the rest is history. Oh, what the heck was that? Yeah, so Sunday's last game is in the lobby. That's the third game you can play for bigger game. Monday, the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games will be in Terry probably load those maybe on Thursday or Friday. Give you lots to do. And now we're looking at the playoff schedule, and there's a Monday playoff game.
We were just talking
about
about that. I wrote it down. January 17th, Monday Night Football. So are we going to be doing that game?
I don't know. Maybe we should. It is the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yeah, we gotta do that game.
Yeah, I think we have to.
And
you're down.
I'm loving that first Saturday, dude. That first Saturday is like noon 3-7, and then Sunday noon 3-7.
Dude, they just called pass interference on Pittsburgh, either on the goal line or in the end zone.
Wow.
Now, there's 2 games on the first Saturday, right?
Let me check. Let me
Yeah,
double
there's
check.
2. Yeah, there's 2.
Okay.
Then there's 3 on Sunday, 1 on Monday.
Yeah, that's pass interference, all right.
You think? They were just kind of hugging each other, I thought.
No, he wrapped around him when he came up, and then first and goal. So you think he passes just to make sure that the clock will stop, or do you think he just pounds it to Nick Chubb and lets him run it in?
It's Chubb time, dude. If they're smart, they'll give it to the fullback. Or they'll throw it.
Touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
So, yeah, you're right, Frank. There's 2 on that Saturday, and then 3 on Sunday the 16th, and then 1 on Monday.
Yes, my son.
And then 2 Saturday, and then 2 Sunday. Okay.
Well, we'll definitely have Super Squares games because we don't want to miss any playoff games, and we'll talk about the screaming schedule.
The screaming schedule.
That's right.
There's Big Ben. He's like, come on, guys. Just get that onside kick.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Cleveland still has 2 timeouts.
What was that guy running inside? Trying to block the kick.
How about a safety and then a touchdown for some extra innings?
There you go.
That fake news. That moved me into a partial. But I'm still just bogus on my predictors at 12. Not good, my friend.
I'm at 12 also.
Yeah, 12.62. Am I kicking your ass?
No, I'm still beating you.
Dang.
You're down at, where are you? I can't even find you. Where are you?
Your reactor 1. You're
You're
number
11.
3. Yeah, there I am.
I'm tree.
I usually always cheer for the onside kick, y'all, but I'm not cheering for it now because I want to see Big Ben knee this out.
Same here. I don't want to see him knee it out. I want to see him throw.
Do you really think they can't throw it? They have their playoffs on the line. You imagine he throws a pick here?
Tim just passed.
There's no way. I know he's like a point in front of him.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Terry's gonna be miserable tomorrow.
That's what I was saying though. But if they're like, listen, Ben, this is your last game here. We don't want you to go out kneeling the ball down and hand off. We want you to have a complete pass. Your last one was Chase Claypool flipping upside down or whatever. Fairmouth, just give me a quick 5-yard slant in. Let Ben hit you over the middle and just run. And he busts loose and runs. And next thing you know, it's
just this joy in Mudville.
Yeah, and then Terry is back up.
Yeah. And then Tim's down.
And then
and then our line goes off. And we get weird noises.
It's a win-win, lose-lose.
Ryan Jean pointing out something excellent. I1 has the best predictors at the moment.
No way.
Does he really?
That means we'll finally find out who that person is.
Yes, we will.
That's hilarious.
Where?
37.79.
Right there. Number 5 in the Super Squares TV box, the Bye Bye Ben.
He must be on stream. I mean, if he's
or her.
He's on the Super Squares. What's that? Fryermuth is on the bench.
Oh, man. Still, though, even if it's not Fairmouth, throw a pass, Big Ben.
I mean, the Browns have 2 timeouts. The fact that he's not taking any there is nuts.
There's 1 timeout.
That's Najee.
That might give Tim an extra point. Did it get you over another 10?
Putting salt on the wounds.
See how emo he is there?
He's emo, dude.
Emo, please. Emo is like, it's a style too. It's not just a form of music. It's just kind of a way of dressing and a color scheme.
Yeah, but you can't dress like that if you don't love the music, Frank.
Or
you're a poser.
Deaf people can't dress emo and be emo.
Oh, sure they can.
Then they can't hear the music.
Well, they can probably feel the beats.
No, emo is more than just music. Emo is just a form of joyful patheticness.
It's a great way to put it. Joyful patheticness.
Reveling in there.
I was destined to be emo.
Misery loves company.
Destined to be emo.
That right there, I think, gave Tim an extra point.
Thanks, man. Get over here. Sit down. Be quiet.
Somebody just took over I won for predictors.
Uh-oh. Now he's got to change his name to I didn't win.
So they must be the difference in total
Where
yards.
is it? Oh,
Schmitty Ice is at 37.8.
wow.
DZ is like right there too, 37.3.
D's what?
DZ.
Oh.
I'm catching up. I got 4.3 now.
A Jadacell is at 38.
That's it, man. They're acting like he's never going to be playing there again. He's leaving.
They gotta let him throw here, right?
That's what I'm saying. Let him
They
throw.
have to.
Let him throw a really high percentage pass.
Okay, here we go.
Claypool,
I'm running.
I'm going to throw to you. If you miss it,
Dang it!
oh my gosh! Dude, look at Najee go. Oh, dude, that put the icing on the cake. Terry's got to be crying now. He's going to be
Oh my
happy.
gosh.
It's like, yes.
He'll be happy for Pittsburgh and joy, but he's
You guys, all I needed was the Chubb touchdown.
Congratulations, Tim.
That's going to rock the tiebreaker, the predictors, though.
Dude, 51
yeah.
seconds. I can
Yeah,
still
that's
get the Chubb. I can still get the Chubb touchdown, boys. And my predictors are about to skyrocket.
But that wasn't a pass, so I don't think that helps his
How do they not let him throw it, dude? 3rd and 2.
Man, who's picking 488 yards in the game? You know, I mean, I thought I went low, conservative at 660.
Well, that Najee just put just stuck the knife in and twisted it 18 times on Terry. Oh my gosh.
Is it really?
Oh, that's so bad.
What did he say?
It was the highest point game of the season for him.
Oh, wow.
You picked him up on the rookie draft, didn't you? Yeah. He's going to be there for a while. You got to protect him, though. If you're in 3rd, somebody can snipe one of your players.
Uh-oh. So many rules. So many rules.
Yeah,
Frank.
the top three teams, they have to protect their players because it's a keeper league. You can protect 3 players from being stolen, and one of your players will be it's like a waiver. It's like a expansion draft mode. They can take a player.
Hey, I'm good, dude.
Bourbon drinker. It's done. He came back.
I mean, a little bit. 4 points tonight. Chase Claypool.
You rubbing it in?
No, it was a good game. I mean, like I said, look at my bench. 21, 10, 22, 24, 15. I mean, like, that's my bench at 100. So it was my team peaked.
So wait, we got 4 people on the Team React, Team Super Squares that are in fantasy leagues. You, me, Tim, and Jonathan.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
And Terry.
And Cherry. That's right.
Terry. I finished 1st overall.
So you're in the money.
Yeah.
I was 3rd overall.
Finished 1st also.
Jonathan clinched 3rd. Jonathan's in 3rd.
Tim won 3rd.
Tim won 3rd.
Terry came 4th. So I guess Terry got beat by Jonathan.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Maybe next year. Poor Terry.
Poor Terry. I had a phone call at Terry about some stuff that we're going to be able to do together after the Super Bowl out there in Tampa. And we're just having a good conversation. I made a joke. I was a horrible joke, guys. I was just like, oh, are you over here waving the Terry Bowl towel? He thought it was funny.
He did?
He did. He laughed.
We both picked yellow today too, right?
Yeah,
we got this one right. They were not favored to win.
They weren't. Everyone picked them in pregame. I mean, like everyone picked them.
I think it was 3 points. I think Cleveland had them by 3 now.
So they still have a chance to get to the playoffs, my friend.
So they still have a chance to have a winning record, right?
Yep.
See, he's from Ohio.
135 miles west of Hall of Fame. He'll be there someday.
I think
Yeah,
so
he
too.
will.
Yeah.
Does he have 2 Super Bowls?
Yeah, 2 Super Bowls. I think he's like top 10 passing all time.
He's got to be up there with most playoff appearances.
Let me see. NFL all-time
That interception was awesome.
passing. Yeah. Guess where he is on the NFL's all-time passing list?
6.
He's got to come back out. There's 10 seconds left.
There you go, Ben. Throw a pass.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding
Come
me?
on, Ben.
What?
I wonder if Bourbon Drinker made this list. I'm not Bourbon Drinker. I wonder if Dexter Willis made this list. Because a couple of these guys are every 5 is in all bowls.
That's because they're still playing.
Yeah, I'm just joking. Roethlisberger 5th all time, 63,000 yards.
Yes, my friend.
4th is Favre, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady.
Let him throw it. He's taking a knee.
Oh, let him throw the ball. Boo.
That's called the victory formation.
His teammates are they know it. They all are finally admitting it's his last game. Wow.
Short, 1 touchdown each team.
Hey,
That's a cool moment, man.
the 56 was Ben's quarterback rating this game, and Baker Mayfield's 53.
Yeah.
Dominant performance by Roethlisberger.
24 of 46 for 123 yards.
How do you throw 46 times and only get
123 yards. That's what I'm saying.
I think Jonathan could have beaten that.
I bet he could have. And look at Najee Harris, 28 rushes, 188 yards.
Wow. Exclamation point on that victory, Tim G.
How about that? Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Dude, I want you to get well soon and feel better, dude. Get some of that Theraflu stuff. Not tonight. Obviously, it's too late. But get some of that stuff and put it in some hot water tomorrow night before you go to bed. It's going to help you out, bro.
Thanks, man.
And a couple of doses of that horse dewormer.
Yeah, that'll help you too.
Yo, where can I buy that?
If you can't find horse, I think like cat or dog may work as well.
Aquarium stores, veterinarian shops, you pick it.
Perfect. Maybe I'll get one of those pedicures with a fish bite your toes as well.
Yeah, watch
There you go.
CNN late at night. They'll have some ads running in between the infomercials.
Appreciate you guys. Chat, fam. We love you. This was fun. We'll see people on Sunday, right?
Absolutely. Sunday it is. We're probably going to do an early show, right? We're going to do the
4 and 8.
We're going to do the
Yeah.
middle and the late. From here, you're going to do all 3 if you're still alive.
This
will be real dark.
It is the winter of death,
The
Jonathan,
president
and
said,
we all we basically have odds on one of us is going to drop this year. And
Well, dude,
the odds have changed in the last week. Let's just say that.
let's just say somebody needs to, if it happens to me, somebody needs to go back into this recording and let this be a haunting clip on Twitter.
Absolutely.
If this is the last thing I have to say, everybody, okay, the Lord loves you, love him back, and follow 80s Dave on Twitter.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, good night, y'all.